Only required one shuffle for transcoding as well. And boop, there we go. Right. Pardon you lot. I think that was probably Towninator.
Not me, I'm eating.
What are you eating?
I like Smarty cookies, but they're not Smarties, they're like rip-off
Cheap.
Smarties.
Yeah. Cheap version. But when they're baked into cookies, it doesn't make as much difference, does it really?
Nah, I don't. They all taste the same, don't
Exactly, but no. But exactly. Right, there we go. Tweeted. Video put out on TikTok for Hobby Streak Day 5. Because yes, this does count as hobby.
Yeah.
Otherwise...
Yeah, I've been watching them all as well.
Well, that's the thing. Otherwise, if this didn't count as hobby, what would be the point in painting? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, this is the main aim of the painting, to do it all for this. So, there you go. And if anyone argues, I'll just send them your way.
Yeah, I'll fight them.
Fight me! Fight me? Who's gonna fight you? So, we have no Malkuth today. No Psych Wave. Who are you? Don't know. Pardon you. We're just waiting on Sergio, aka Carlton. Oh, is Granny not talking again? She's gonna be swearing in the background, you know she is. Swearing and cursing. One day we'll get it right. One day. That's a lot of weird stuff. There's a lot of tick and checkbox options in audio settings. Oh, now she's muted everything. And now not so much. Looking at the GIFs is just odd. Hey, Cyclect video. It's all content. Right. He's online. I bet he's waiting for the clock to tick to 20:30 exactly. There it is. Nope, sorry Sergio, you're late. Oh, a retweet by Towninator. What more could we want?
Retweet from everyone else.
Well, yes, but you know, we can't expect too much now, can we? I think this music's a bit too hectic for our particular village. Let me see if I can find a better one. Yeah, she's probably gone to
Hello.
Hello, what do you want?
Right.
Write what? What do you want me to write now?
No.
That sounds...
Alright, I had to reset everything as per usual with this stupid one.
Stupid one what?
I don't know, every time I log out of this one and then come back into it, I've got to reset the settings.
Don't log out of it then. I mean, just saying. Let me just correct Spark on his grammar in the Discord. Grammar and spelling and all that. Right, does everybody remember where we left off last session?
We finished at the inn.
Did we though?
Did we finish with me failing to find the pilot?
Yeah, we was going to the inn then.
Yeah.
We finished at the Miners Guild.
Actually, yeah, we finished at the Miners Guild.
Do you know how I know that?
We were about to go to the tavern, weren't we?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just helping a new person on Teachers Talk Radio get going. Sorry, I'm late.
Helping? Helping? We don't help around here.
The second it went to 31 after
People, people come to me for tech support in Teachers Talk Radio, so yeah.
It's so Wisely! Wisely!
No way!
How the tiefling are you, Wisely?
No way! Wisely! We
Good evening.
really missed you.
Absolutely.
We missed you with your awesome spells that would have come in really useful at one specific point.
We thought you'd just got fed up of us. For good. You see, I have the plate already, but because you'd been gone for so long. So long. No, we've got Evelyn. There you go, look. It's already in there and everything. Okay. Shall we have a recap? There's that. There's it. Just mute. So.
Zebras everywhere.
Zebras.
That's what
Zebras
that's what
everywhere.
happened.
Zebras. Zebras.
That's American.
Yeah, I thought it. Unfortunately, I thought it might have been something like that. Wisely.
I'm so
I was
sorry
hoping
to
it
hear
wasn't.
that, Wisely.
I was hoping it wasn't. But yeah, feel free to come back. Feel free. Everyone's level 5
And
now.
help us kick some ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have any decent casters in the group, you see.
Dare you?
Oh.
How dare you?
What? What?
How dare you?
You're all hybrids, so you know. I'm being funny. Well, I mean, apart from the druid, but meh. Okay, recap. Last week, the party were deep in the Dragon Barrow, exploring around, trying to finish off, see if there was anything else that they could find, dragging their skeletal horse behind them. The one that they thought was a zebra, purely because it was white striped for the bones, and then everything else was, you know, the dark stripes in between. And it's not just horse-like; it is like the inside of a horse.
No, it was a zebra.
Anyway, they found one last unexplored cavern. Don't know if you remember your character's personality. I think it's fairly simple. You hate children.
Yeah,
But
then
you
I
became
wish upon a
friends.
star.
But you became friends. And you were a gruff researcher type.
Who hated nature and children.
And hated nature and was all about progress. Yeah, so the guys, the people, the party, capital T and everything, discovered this final cavern. Had a bit of an explore, encountered the wisp, dispatched the wisp fairly easily, but then managed to disturb what seemed like a part of the room itself, as the floor erupted with this great rock beast that they had an epic battle with and managed to take down.
I
In
rolled
true-
3 natural 20s in that battle.
Yeah, you jammy flipping
I
dodger.
destroyed it at the end as well, in like epic fashion.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
And yes, destroyed it with your great axe. If I re-
Malkuth.
Oh yeah, Malcolm punched it in the crack.
I thought you destroyed it with a great axe. What did you destroy with a great axe?
Actually,
Yeah,
Yeah, it was the great- it was the great
Evelyn
axe.
used the great axe, that's right. And I
Yeah.
said, since when did Evelyn become a barbarian?
Yeah.
Well, you know. And then searching around, found a magical thing that we don't need to talk about. And then they went back to the town of Phandalin, spoke to the resident wizard, sat on his caravan, identified a few items, sold a few bits and pieces, bought a few bits and pieces, and that's where we left off.
Yup.
So here we are.
Are we all heading to the tavern now, or were there things that other people wanted to do before?
There was
Why don't
one-
you tell me?
There was one more thing that I wanted to go do.
What was that?
Go to the town master and just ask him a question. Let's see
Okay,
if
well-
Sparky remembers the voice.
Let me grab my
I'll,
book of notes.
Alright, so I presume at this point, Carlton, I've done everything I want to do, so I'm heading to the tavern, so I will wait for everyone else to be there.
Anybody else? Anybody else want to go
No.
to the town master or the tavern or?
I'll head
Just
straight to the
tavern.
tavern.
Yeah,
Okay.
same.
Right, so you guys head off to the tavern while Gioa has a wander over to the town master Harbin. Few seconds pass, you hear walking down the stairs or some such thing. Hello.
Hello there.
Who is it?
It's one of the adventurers who have been completing your quest.
Okay.
I just had a question for you.
A question? Was that a pun?
Let's go with yes.
Okay.
But yes, I had a question for you.
Yes.
About the town.
About this town, yes.
Is there anywhere where you just like, is there like a kind of farming area around town?
Well, of course there is. There's farmland everywhere. I can't remember his proper voice, but yeah, we'll go with it.
So where would the nearest one be? Because I just want to quickly go do something.
Depends. What is it you're planning on doing?
Enriching the harvest.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. If you head out the, maybe the north side of town, you'll find a few farming fields out there.
Thank you. So I will go do that now. Bye.
Okay, goodbye.
And then saunter on over there.
Okay. Takes you a few minutes, but yeah, you can see the outskirts of town. A few fields neatly ploughed for this time of year. Nothing growing as such yet, but they're all ready for the harvest to be sown.
It's like how big would you say it is?
Large. Why?
Because the range is 150 feet. So I want to cover as much of it as I can.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay, so I am going to cast plant growth.
Okay.
And you cast a spell over 8 hours. You enrich the land.
Over 8 hours. Takes you 8 hours to cast it.
I'm just sitting in the field, just going. "Oola, baba, oola, oola, baba,
So-
oola, baba."
Okay.
So, if you cast a spell over 8 hours, you enrich the land. All plants in a half-mile radius.
Half-mile radius.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that'd be the whole town of Phandalin then, I would imagine, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So just center it in the middle of Phandalin
Right, okay.
All of the farm.
Carry on.
Centered on a point within range, become enriched for 1 year. All the plants yield twice the normal amount of food when harvested.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just gonna
Right.
sit there for 8 hours.
So,
Actually,
yeah.
I'm gonna go and do it in the tavern.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna go meet everyone in the tavern and just sit down and do it.
Okay, right. So, while Gio is away doing his thing, meeting the town master, as far as you guys are aware, you make your way towards the inn.
Yes.
And apparently do nothing.
Yeah, well, I'm sat there, I'm waiting for everybody to walk in.
Oh, did you just go straight there? Not do
Yeah,
any shopping or
after-
anything? Oh,
After
okay,
the
fair dues.
stables, yeah.
Yeah. And the other two, Evelyn, Carlton.
Yes, going in and getting a drink, really.
Okay. Hello there, the party. For God's sake. How have you? What have you been up to lately? I've not seen you around here in a while.
Well, I've acquired a new friend.
A new friend, you say? Have you not got enough, Master Harrison?
Well, how would you describe it?
I don't know.
Basically,
I've never met him.
a skeleton horse.
Don't worry, he's not a necromancer.
Say.
It's okay.
Okay, I mean, that was not my first thought, I will admit. Say it again, a skeletal horse, you say?
Yep.
Wizel Woozle, with the 5 subs gifted. Let's all raise a glass and a drink to Wisely with the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much, Wisely.
Sip my old
I think that deserves a few power chords.
Yep, that was absolutely worth it. You're definitely welcome back. A skeletal horse. Not an horse, an horse. Not a skeletal horse, a skeletal horse. Let's just get that right, okay? Oh, it does each and every one of them, does it? I see. I'm just getting many notifications. There you go. You would, but you don't want to just hop in mid-adventure. Well, it tends to be, you know, what what everyone does.
Yeah.
Go away for a couple of weeks and come back.
Get your butt in here. We're only sat in the pub having a drink.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm actually running a campaign with some of my friends, and tons of people just like joined for the first time, just like halfway through it. So yeah.
No
it's
pressure.
fine.
No pressure, but if you want to join back, feel free. We're getting towards the end of this campaign anyway. There's not much left to do, so we'll be ready for the homebrew.
I heard it today.
Hello.
You heard of the ding?
I did
Yeah,
on Discord.
it's in the chat.
It's so Wisely! But yeah, there's absolutely no pressure to come and join. I just need to sort out the
Hello there.
Well, hello there.
Hey.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Let's have a look.
Oh my god.
Do you not remember how it works?
No.
Fair. Extensions,
Well,
there we go.
Would I have to level up my character because it's still level 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You need to level
yeah.
up 2 more times.
You've like been away doing your own adventures or some such, and you come back a little bit stronger.
Yeah, you were just,
Level
like,
5,
fighting
we're all-
monsters in the forest.
We're all level 5.
My
Yeah,
extensions.
I was fighting the most fearful monster ever called depression.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Right, there we go. We can character selection.
Oh my god, that's an amazing feat. I can choose Poisoner as a feat.
Oh my god.
You have amazing feet.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I thought I didn't say it because I thought someone else.
Haha. There we go. Right, you are now back on the extension also.
Oh my god.
Because you can turn on and off characters on the D&D Beyond extension. Who knew? Anyway, so
really?
yes. Yeah. Which is quite
Okay,
cool.
that's cool.
Yep.
That is very
So, Skeletal Horse, tell me more about this. Because it sounds like you've been having some weird and wonderful adventures.
Yeah, well, it was apparently we wandered into one of the rooms in the Dragon Barrows, and it just sort of appeared. It was Lady Gondor's warhorse.
Lady Alley of Gondor?
Yeah.
Never heard of her. I've heard of her Lady Alagondar, but never Lady Alley of Gondor. Gondor, I don't know why that sounds familiar. Anyway, okay, so, interesting. Would you like some drinks?
Of course.
Yeah, well, you've been sat there at the table already, so, you know, you're fully on your way with a mug of ale or two already.
So, Inky, there's before I have all of my drinks, there's something that I wanted to show you, and
Oh, good lord.
So I've got a new loot, and I've also figured
really?
something out with my loot. Yeah, I figured out how to make a very interesting new sound. I didn't know how I did it at first, but I've now figured it out. Have a listen to this.
Time for a pee break.
I mean, this could
Oh,
change music forever.
That's mighty fine. Where did you find that loot?
It was in the tomb of the Dragon's Barrow. It just had. Now, do you want to see what something else this loot can do? And as I do this,
I'm not so sure.
I close my eyes and I think of another Carlton standing next to me, hitting a drum. Let it burn, let it burn. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it burn, let it burn. Let's burn it all away. I don't care what they're going to say. I will burn it all. The smoke never bothered me anyway. Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You're not a pirate. You're a penalty. Being a pirate is a weapon.
DMCA is the thing.
I forgot how energetic this group was.
DMCA, DMCA.
So while
Okay.
that was going on,
Yep.
I'm gonna try and like while the bartender's distracted, just try and grab a bottle from behind the bar. Like,
Oh my god, you're kidding me.
Well, you're providing an obvious distraction, so go ahead and make
sleight
a
of hand or stealth. Or...
sleight of hand
So-
check.
So, Sparky, what did you think of my little
That's a
illusion
15.
that this loot can do?
Yeah, you managed to grab yourself a nice bottle of rum, shall we say.
I thought you were going to say
I'm just gonna show. I'm just gonna show it to Harrison and pour a bit into his glass.
I'm at the toilet.
Now you've just spiked Harrison's drink. Well done.
So, Sparky, what did you think of my loot's illusion powers?
Well, as you were trying to cast the illusion, you were expecting to see a full-on 6 foot whatever Carlton there banging away on a drum. What actually happened was a small version of Carlton, say roughly about 1 foot. Not a lot of detail to it, just a simple illusion, just there waving his arms in the air as if he's just banging away on one drum.
Hey,
Like,
what did you think of Gnome Carlton?
it's definitely different. It could be entertaining if we had more of a crowd.
Well, next time, sir, next time.
Indeed, indeed. I'll have to make sure we drum up some business for it, eh?
I see what you did there.
Oh God, I didn't even mean to. It just stands there.
Piano!
Yeah, Carlton can do that. He literally exploded an enemy by summoning a piano inside of it.
I thought Carlton was a paladin.
Yes.
So did we.
He is, and also going to be a bard very soon.
Going to be.
You see,
guys level 5.
When
How have you not started bard?
Because I wanted to get to level 5 because of extra. You get extra attack at level 5. So
okay.
I wanted to wait to level 6 before I multi-classed. That's been Carlton's. That's been my discovery, Barkeep. So anyway.
yeah, he reaches down behind the bar. It's like he's searching for something with his hand. He has a quick look. He looks puzzled for a second, then just moves his hand to the other side, pours himself a little drink, knocks it back, and puts this new bottle that he's searched down. And still looks puzzled. He's like, I'm sure I had another bottle behind there.
Have I noticed that Evelyn stole something at
Nope.
this point or not?
You saw nothing. So he's like, well, how was an experience? A round of drinks, would you like?
Safe to come back now.
I'll just have a water.
Of
Harrison,
course.
Why do you always run away when I play my music?
I wonder why.
I was just gonna say, why do you think?
Yeah. My ears won't stand it.
Is it too loud? Shall I turn the volume down?
It's alright, I've already done that.
I mean, you're not technically trained as a bard, are you?
I used to be I'm a former bard. I'm
okay.
gaining my bard powers.
A little bit more practice, and you might refine it a little bit more, eh? Anyway, get yourselves a table. I'll fetch you some drinks across.
Awesome.
So let's just say silver piece each, because why not?
Yeah, I'm just sat there with
Even for the water. Are you about ready with your leveling up, Felmore? See, I even remembered your
I've been
name.
gone for a while.
Okay,
Yeah,
I want
I'm
sure.
just-
Want sure.
I'm just sat there with my legs crossed doing this.
Well,
Yeah.
We've got rest of the day and all night as well, so...
Yeah, while you're all sat around the table, Gioa just sits down on one of the chairs, cross-legged. What does it need for this spell? Never
What's
mind
it-
your freaking
Nothing.
Ulam
What's-
Bobber.
It's just
What?
somatic.
Just somatic.
No, no, verbal
I
is
turn
somatic,
to
Verbal and somatic.
I turn to the others and I say, "What's Gio doing?"
I think he's broken. Maybe someone should put him out of his misery.
But yeah, there's no components, it's just verbal and somatic.
So while you are all sat around pondering on what Gioa is bloody well up to, a familiar face walks into the tavern. And Felmore arrives.
I run over and I give him a big hug.
I look at them and turn around and walk out.
Yeah, that's about right.
Oh, my mouth
Oh.
is full of water. I nearly spat it all over my keyboard.
That was anticlimactic. I thought he'd be happy to see us. I'm sad now.
Nah, I walk back in.
With a
I
grin.
open my arms out. Thelma, we've missed you!
What?
Someone not being able to show emotion is like, I miss you too.
Nods, yeah, whatever.
It's so good to see you. Come join us.
I'm
Alright.
still just sat there. I have my eyes closed. I don't know what's going on. Just
Hey,
like,
guys! Look who's back! Look who's back!
Back again.
I open one eye.
Turn into a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Wild shape.
Wild chips and protein wraps. Copyright strike.
Oh my days. So, have you broken your concentration on the spell now? No?
Actually, it isn't even concentration.
No, it just takes 8 friggin' hours to cast it.
Yeah.
And what level is it?
Third.
3rd level.
Yeah. But we're going to sleep anyway.
Everyone else will be.
Yeah, you'll still
What's
be
he
awake.
casting?
You'll be still... Plant growth. He wants to enrich Phandalin's crops.
But you guys don't know that. I'm just sat on a chair with my legs crossed doing
Making
this.
stupid noises.
Is
Can somebody shut
have
him
we,
up?
Have we got our drinks? Is the barkeep still at the bar, or?
Well, no, he's...
He
He comes over, plonks your drinks down, and... Oh, Master Felmore! It's been a while. Would you like a drink as well?
Of course I would, barkeep.
Okay. So what would you like then?
Give me one of your finest ales.
Ah, not a problem, not a problem. That'll be 1 silver. I'll be back in a moment.
Barkeep, before you go,
I'll say this like to the party, but and the barkeep's gone. But
this
I don't know, boys.
1
but
minute.
This ale seems to have improved hell of a lot. I don't know.
I've got I say to barkeep. So would you be able to draw some bards for us? Because we probably
I'm not very
haven't
good at
watched for a
drawing.
while. Would you be able to prepare some bards for us? Because I don't think we've bathed for a while.
So they'll be wanting rooms then. Hey up, DG. Happy New Year. Oh yeah, and Happy New Year wisely as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, New Year.
Yeah,
would like-
yeah, because 8 days in and all that.
I think yes. I think we would like some rooms, please, and bards in those rooms because we all smell bad.
Yep, now that you mention it. Now, since I've walked from behind the bar and I can't smell all that drink, you've got a little bit of a tang to you. Not gonna lie. But yeah, that's not a problem. I'll get Gwendolyn to go and set you some baths up in your rooms. Not special, of course.
I hand Felmore a bar of soap and say, "Here, I bought these for everyone. So here's yours." Yeah.
Wow. Welcome back, you stink.
Fillmore not being able to tell if you're being kind or what you're doing, aka Fillmore being Fillmore, it's like, are you saying I smell?
No, I'm just giving it. I gave the others all a bar of soap each, and we all somebody reminded us. Well, somebody mentioned a while back that we hadn't bathed for weeks, and we were starting to smell awful. So I bought everyone a bar of soap.
I'm just gonna butt in and be like, and you do smell the worst.
Yeah, all that stinky.
Who are you saying that to, Carlton or Felmore?
Fillmore.
Both.
Wow. Welcome
Evelyn.
back, Fillmore.
That's not very nice.
It's the Evelyn thing to do, though, isn't it?
Oh, we're not going back to it's what my character would do.
I've never done that.
Flashback to every time he plays a song.
That's just Sergio.
That's just what I do.
Yeah.
So, as a feat, I picked telepathy. I
Ooh.
would like to really, really badly use sing via telepathy in Evelyn's ears. Just to annoy her.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm not singing in real life, that's not happening.
Little did you know, we've had to put Big E over this whole time. Nothing can be as annoying.
Didn't think about that. There's just this small little song constantly playing in your head now of me singing to you.
While this is going on, I go up to say I go up to the barkeep and say, "So, it's for dinner."
Say again. I didn't. I had something in my ear. I didn't quite hear you.
So what's for dinner today, Bog?
Dinner today. Let's see. What do we reckon we got for dinner today? We got some roast hog. Yeah, one of the local hunters brought back a fine specimen of boar.
Do you have
From the
do you
forest.
have any vegetarian options for myself and Kiara?
Probably. I can go see what we got. Disappears into the kitchen. You're some. Comes back out. Hey, we got some roast veg that goes with that.
Alright,
Looks a bit shifty while he's saying it.
Could I order 2 roast veg and 4 hog dinners, please?
Absolutely. So that'll be 2 roast veg, 4 hog dinners. Let's see. 18 silver pieces in total for that lot.
Alright.
Is that on you, or are you all paying individually?
No,
This
I'll
one,
pay.
I was gonna say this one's on me. I don't mind.
Oh,
Because that's on top of the 5 silver each for your rooms for the night, obviously.
What? A D&D party being friendly with each other?
It won't last, don't worry.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
We normally shout at each other, like, a lot.
Do you know what? Do you know what? The rooms are on me tonight as well. That's fine.
Carlton, did you find out what that necklace and that potion was?
Oh yeah, good point. So, the potion is a potion of invulnerability. So apparently, when we drink this, we'll be basically unkillable for a while.
Isn't it just resistance to all damage?
I mean, yeah. You'll be
I'm
half
taking
as
away-
likely to get killed.
So yes,
English.
Metagaming, yes. However, Carlton, I'm taking the word literally, so that's how I'm saying it. So, and then the necklace, and don't Gioa. Just want to say, don't get any ideas of using this too much.
No, the thing is, I'm still just there, cross-legged.
Okay. It's a necklace of fireballs.
One of my eyes opens.
Ooh.
I am
Now-
so tempted to
Turns
cast
into a T-Rex
spell
again.
on you.
Now, listen up. There are only 9 charges, and once you've used one of these beads, that's it. So you can
Yeah.
only use it 9 times before it's useless.
Do you know how conservative I've been with my, 3 lightning bolts? I still have one left, and that was from weeks ago.
Okay.
And remember
that's
who
fair.
claimed the necklace?
Who did claim the necklace?
Me.
No.
No, it was Harrison.
Yep.
So, Harrison, if you fancy shooting some fireballs, do you?
Yeah, I mean, it could be handy. I know I've got my crossbow, but it doesn't do much damage from ranged.
No. Okay, well, here you go. Here's the necklace.
How much do I owe you for getting it looked at?
It cost me 50 gold pieces, I believe.
Right, no problem. I'll give you that now.
Oh, cheers. Thank you very much.
And where did you get this?
So yeah, you can I've taken it out, so I've handed it to
Right.
Harrison. You, I think it's on the
Yeah, it should be.
yeah, necklace of fireballs. It's there. So yeah, and then this shield is just a magic enchant. A basic magic shield. So it's a bit more powerful than my old shield, which took a bit of a battle. So it's about time I got a new one.
Oh, the loot requires attunement as well, so I would imagine on the way home you would have done that.
Yeah, I've ticked that up.
Alright, cool.
Instrument illusion.
Cool.
Okay, so, yeah, I guess we just, wait for food and then have a
What's
bath
it
and
under?
then bed.
It's under bed.
What's what under?
Necklace.
I would imagine necklace.
If you
Well,
just go to,
necklace ain't coming up with anything.
if you just go to
Necklace
manage
of
inventory and just type in fireball and filter it, come up.
Oh, a necklace of fireballs, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
And
Right,
it's
so
got 9 charges.
After a couple of minutes, innkeeper comes back out, this large platter with plates of food on, just plonks them down in front of you. There you go, enjoy! Heads
Right,
back off
nice.
behind the bar and dumps the tray in the kitchen.
Thanks, Sparky. 2 veggies for me and Gioa, and hog roasts for the rest of you.
Well, thank you very much.
Consider it my treat as a celebration for Thelmore returning to us. Sir Thelmore!
Thelmore's gonna have to keep coming more. So we get more free stuff.
Thank God.
Right then. So, team, I believe we have one more quest that we picked up. Who has the poster?
Me.
Okay,
The one
Gio,
sat chanting and waving his
right.
arms around manically.
Okay, so while
Yeah, the thing
Gio,
is, it doesn't say consecutive hours. It just says 8 hours.
It is.
It is.
Don't
Okay,
slam the
so
table,
I guess-
it just is.
I guess we'll find out. What and remind ourselves what our next quest is. Tomorrow.
Right, let's go to bed then.
What are you laughing at?
It's the fact that he's casting this weird ass spell for
Right.
8 hours
I mean, I
solid.
know what he's trying to do. Get ingredients for Moonbeam.
No, it don't work like that.
Yes, it's just food. It's not
It-
actual plants and stuff.
It lasts for, was it a year? Did
Yeah.
you say? Yeah, it lasts for a year. So any area you
Actually
use it,
doing something nice for one.
yeah, it'd improve the crops. You get double the harvest, kind of stuff.
Is him casting a spell visible? As in, is he doing anything somatic or visible?
Yeah, it's both
Yes,
verbal.
I sat there with my legs crossed like this, Just waving my arms.
Yeah, he's just flipping out in front of you while he's sat at the table.
I'm really tempted to cast Dispel Magic.
I will literally murder you.
I mean,
Start
you
a
can-
fight in the bar.
you can certainly try. You can certainly try, but he hasn't finished casting it yet.
So I wanted to, as I finish my,
Oh, yeah.
I although Psyche isn't here, and I won't do this while he's not here. But
She.
I say to Malcolm, sometime I'd like to spar with in unarmed combat. I'd like to get better at unarmed combat in case I get disarmed or end up weapons. I want to get better at punches, kicks. Would you be willing to do that?
Just sort of looks at you and nods while chowing down on some roast boar.
Right.
Well, I've been having a think about this potion. I mean, I think we should save it for the dragon fight if we get that far.
Yeah. Who?
You're all
and
gonna
I was
die by then.
thinking that we should give it to Malkuth because, to be fair, he's up close fighting.
Yeah.
And
She.
And she's got worse.
she hasn't got a lot of protection, has she?
No. Okay. All right.
I mean, you've got your armor and you've got your healing. I can
and I've
always
got the shield,
slip away and hide or something. But
Chat, out of all the close combat fighters, she's got the least AC. I've got 19, you've got 18, and she's got. All right, Sparky, are you able to add a potion of invulnerability to Malkuth?
Obviously.
All right, I'm going to take it out of my inventory. You add it then. Right, team. Well, I'm beat, so I am going to go and have my bath, and I'll see you all in the morning.
So,
Alright, good night.
okay.
So I head up to my room. Yeah. So I head up to my room and I get in the bath.
Make a
we just, like-
dexterity check.
Can we just pick up Guillermo and just like throw him onto into the one in the room so it's away from everyone else?
I mean,
You can
I
certainly try.
have a spell called Fly.
Just starts levitating.
No, that would be levitate.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
Just
I don't have
starts
levitation.
flying. Starts uncontrollably flying.
I mean, I'm not in the room. You know, I'd stop you if I was down there, but I'm not there. I'm in the
Nope.
bath now, so.
Well, to be fair, we can't leave him in the middle of the bar, can we, all night doing that? It'd be bugger off.
I mean,
in
we
one of the rooms.
could.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you
We
can,
could.
it's just probably not good.
No.
It's not concentration, so he is most likely aware of everything going on while he's casting this spell.
Right. Sorry,
If I don't
guys, I
break
just
it,
need
I
to
can
take
do
my
it.
inhaler. I'll be right back.
Yep, we are having a bath anyway, so it's all good.
Alright. Well, Felmore finishes his dinner and goes up to the barkeep and asks for a second. Hey, barkeep, could I
is
have
it-
a second portion? Could I have a second dinner?
Absolutely. Has it been a busy time away? Built up a bit of an appetite?
Yeah. You know,
Wonderful.
long trips and all.
Indeed. Same size portion again.
Yes, please.
3 silver pieces, and we'll bring it right out for you.
And bring it with an ale.
Of course.
And I hand him an extra piece of silver then.
Ah, that's just the right price. How did you know? Thank you very much. Disappears back into the kitchen to place the order. Comes back out, pours your ale, plonks it on the table for you. It'll just be a few minutes to get your food prepared.
Alright.
Right, well, I'll go and get another Might as
I'm
well
gonna grab something to drink real quick.
Yeah, no worries. Of course, Mr. Arson. That'll be another silver piece for your fine ale.
There you go, sir.
Thank you kindly. Pause it out. Plonks it on the bar for you.
Here we go.
We could have a drinking contest again.
Hell yeah, I won the last one.
Yeah, you're casting
Don't
a
do
spell.
your spell.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm still fully aware of my surroundings.
Don't mean you can do anything else.
Yeah, but those tend to go wrong if you're drunk.
Fine.
Wild
It
magic.
just destroys all the crops for like 10
Yes,
miles
wild magic.
around.
I just say, how about we do this in the morning so I can join in?
I thought we'd do it here in the evening.
Yeah,
so
I
we can
think
sleep it
morning's
off.
a good
To be
idea.
fair, it's only kind of early afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because you camped out of town, sort of not far away towards the end of the previous day, and then it only took about 10 miles to get back to town, so yeah. Sort of lunchtime, early afternoon. Steve-O, how are you doing?
So we're drinking, boys?
Yeah.
I wish I could join.
You can stop the spell if you want.
I'm just still
No,
a
but I still
child.
would.
It don't matter. It's fine. Nobody in town really knows, does they? You can do it another time.
I was just gonna say, I don't know, I will. I'll just do it next time we come back.
You what?
I'll just stop it and do it
Yeah.
next time we come around.
You still have to tick it off though.
I have.
Cool.
Oh,
Because basically it would just count as a cancelled cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just say, I'm joining in.
We're doing good. Doing good. Right. So, what we're doing? Looks
Drinking
like.
contest.
A drinking contest, it looks like.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! So.
is that happening again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I won the last one. I feel good about this. I need to get my best rolling dice.
It shouldn't be the first one out.
so we're doing rolls, okay.
Well, hold on.
Well, my dice out in my castle. I'll use the virtual ones on D&D Beyond.
Okay, so innkeeper comes back, plonks your meal down in front of you. Would there be anything else?
Yeah, we have decided to start drinking today, so...
Well, you're in the perfect place for it, then, aren't you?
I'm joining in this
Yeah.
drinking competition.
Oh, Master Gior, you're back in the land of the regular folk, I see. What were you doing with your weird flippy floppy arms and words and stuff?
Well, I was just casting a spell.
Nothing harmful, I hope.
No, I was going to enrich the harvest for a year to get double the crops.
Okay, I'm pretty sure the farmers would appreciate that.
But,
Not that I sound like one, of course.
but instead, I'm just gonna do it like next time we come back.
Well, I suppose if it lasts for a year, a couple of days here or there don't matter none, did it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you're doing some drinking? Well, I can see that because you all got drinks in front of you, ain't you?
Right,
Yeah.
so this is on me, so whatever comes to the table, just keep a tab of it and I'll settle up at the end if I'm capable.
So what are you doing? You just want me to bring you like some drinks, or what are you doing exactly?
Yeah, just keep the drinks coming.
Any
Basically,
particular?
last person standing.
Right. Okay. So what is it, ale, or is it something a little bit stronger?
No, just ale.
Just ale. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'll make sure the privy's all clean, ready for you to relieve yourselves later on, eh?
Good
Okay,
thing
so-
I made those bards, isn't it? Good thing
Those
I made
what?
Those bards. Good thing I asked for those bards, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Zool!
Cold bath never hurt nobody.
Evening, Zool. Thank you for the resub. Totally appreciated, says the innkeeper.
Just a giant text floats over the town.
It's one giant emote.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh my god, run! Run for your lives! Anyway. Right.
It's the calling of the gods. Run!
So, you've all currently got drinks. What you're just gonna at various stages of consumness. Wow.
Oh, sorry.
So you're just gonna neck them, and then is he fetching a fresh round for you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fresh round of drinks. Okay. So how many of you, Mr. Felmore, Miss Evelyn, Mr. Harrison, and Master Gio? Yeah. Good luck with this one. Well, these guys have already had a bit of a head start, I suppose. So you might be all right.
Don't mind me just doing a bit of dice training over here.
How are you doing, Zool? Okay, so 4 ales, is that right?
Yep.
Right, I best keep a note of this, like Mr. Harrison says.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll plonk two gold on the bar. Just
2
in
gold?
case.
Okay, well that'll probably see you through 20 mugs of ale, so that's alright, isn't it?
That should be alright.
For now.
It's only 5 rounds of drinks, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so, goes away, first round back. 1 in front of each of you.
Yes.
How did we do this last time? 3 fails, and you're out.
What was a
Yeah.
fail?
Constitution check.
Cool.
So let's see. So yeah, whoever gets the lowest.
Okay.
Yeah. Whoever gets the lowest
Okay.
counts as a fail.
So is it saves or checks?
Let's just do checks.
Okay.
All right.
So first round, you all grab your ales.
No.
21.
21.
21.
I got that one.
So
I got a 19.
you all start chugging away. Gioa just opens his throat, paws it
Goes
back.
full
Back.
snake.
Sorry, back to work
Hinges my
on Monday, Zool. Oh dear, my heart bleeds for you. I was back to work on 27th. But anyway, yeah. Gioa, he just paws straight down his throat, slams his tankard on the table.
Aha!
Felmore finishes next. Harrison after that. Evelyn, as she's about to start drinking, just starts pouring it down and manages to get some up her nose and just splurts it all out all over the floor. Failed your first one. Back on
Got 2 to
26. Oh, we were open, so otherwise I would have been. 2 to go. Right, next round.
Dice training works.
Okay.
So.
No, you just proved that you're lucky. That's all.
Dice training. I know. I know.
Dice
Don't
training.
don't even
Put him on the
talk to me
highest
about
face and
dice
literally
training.
staring at them. It's dice
Right.
training.
Next round of rolls. Go for it. He goes away, fills up your tankards, brings them back. We're having a right game then, are we?
Hey!
Hey, 17.
17.
8.
No, 18. Okay, I can't count.
Gioa?
8.
Ooh.
Oh!
Who's got the highest? Actually, no. A roll off between the two of you. Just a straight D20.
Straight D20.
Yep.
Right.
15. Yes!
So this time, everyone lifts their mugs to their face. Felmore slams his down. Evelyn next. Then, just as you're both trying to glug glug glug, Gioa just manages to slam his tankard down on the table just before Harrison.
Yes!
The innkeeper's there at the back. Hey, Mr. Gioa, you're doing well here.
Yes! Yes!
I'd have thought you'd do better than that, Mr. Harrison, but I suppose you're more used to the more refined stuff than the quality over quantity, I would imagine. Okay, so that's 1 fail for Harrison and 1 for Evelyn. Right, he takes the tankards away, goes, fills them up again. This could take more than 5 rounds, you know.
Yeah.
Should we do?
Yeah.
Should we do it 2 fails rather than 3? Because this could take a while otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. And
Right.
as the barkeep comes back, I hand him another 3 gold, just to keep the ale coming.
No, not a problem. Not a problem. As long as we got casks, we can keep it coming for you. Right. Let's go. Roll off.
oh,
Oh, I
Oh shit!
I got a 19 as well. An 11 even,
got
not a 19. I got 11.
11, 19.
4.
Similar, I suppose.
I rolled a 9 and it's +2. I got confused.
Okay, right. You and Evelyn roll off. See who finishes
I
first.
rolled a nat 1.
Okay, me and
Oh
Evelyn
dear,
are
oh
rolling
dear, oh
off.
dear.
why
I got
are we
12.
rolling?
Just to see who finished first.
Yeah, I got 12.
For, bragging rights and all that.
I got.
I earned bragging rights. I got a 12.
Good lord.
I earned bragging
So,
rights.
everyone's a little bit slower this time, finding it a little bit harder to down it all, because it's a lot of ale so far. But Evelyn just manages to sneak his tankard down just before Evelyn. Harrison, a couple of seconds after that. Fillmore slowly doesn't manage to get the entirety of this tankard. Go on, do another of those big old burps for us.
Alright.
Yeah, that sounds about right. just full of froth, and a little bit of froth just bubbles back out of his mouth. Just tries to hold it back in. So far, Evelyn, Harrison, and Fillmore each got 1 fail.
We need Gio to get a
I'm
fail now.
the
so it's
only
really
one who hasn't gotten a fail.
If Gio gets a fail, it goes like instant death, so it's more fun.
Instant death. Wow.
Child.
Just
You mean
dies.
sudden death?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, not just you failed. You're dead. Sorry.
failed.
I put hemlock in your tankards. Are you sure you want to go for another round?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Goes away, brings back another tray, plonks them down in front of you. I should be playing better music than this, shouldn't I, really?
My rolls are terrible. Shit. I'm pretty sure Fillmore's out.
Okay, I got a 13.
Okay.
Yeah, Fillmore's out. I got a 5.
I got a 13.
Where is... I'm sure I had one. Oh, there we go. The inn.
I'm rolling worse
Right,
and worse.
so...
If there was music playing and you could hear it, your characters could hear it, it would sound like this.
Yeah.
What was that? So what did you get?
13.
I can't see the other 2 rolls, but I can on yours. So 15, 12, and a 5 for Fillmore. Oh dear,
Yeah.
oh dear, oh dear. So, this time,
So that's 2
Harrison...
fails.
Harrison is back on form. Harrison just necks this one. Tankard back down on the table. What did you get, dude?
13.
13. Evelyn is a right little drinker, this one, when he wants to be. Finishes just before Evelyn, and Fillmore chugging, gets halfway through the tankard. Big old belch, just tips his head to one side. All over the floor. Fillmore is out.
First opportunity I've had to use the pitch bend in this campaign.
I was going to ask for a bucket and all.
Just keeps on going. 2 full plates of roast boar and vegetables. Oh, I remember eating that not so long since. Yeah, Fillmore
I'm
disappears
still-
upstairs to his room.
I'm still in the bath at this point, and I can hear noises of vomiting, and I just think, whatever. I'm not
Not
sure
again.
what's going on, but whatever.
Yeah. I slowly stumble upstairs to
Stumbling.
my bar.
Are you okay there, Mr. Fillmore? You need a hand getting upstairs at all?
Yes, please.
Okay, just as a whistle, one of the other helpers comes out and sort of tries to put your arm around their shoulder while they're helping you upstairs. And then innkeeper's like, "It was a good effort. It was a good effort." Comes back, three more tankards of ale.
I think you better bring a bucket out and save elements on the floor.
Yeah. It goes back.
He's an intellectual, not a drinker.
Goes back behind the bar. He disappears into the kitchen. Comes back with this bucket of water. Sloshes it all over the affected area, shall we say? And one of the other helpers comes out and starts brushing it out towards the main door, and leaves the empty bucket there for you.
Yeah,
Thursday
yeah.
something's gonna have an unpleasant surprise.
Well, how else are they going to get it out of there? Yeah, so amongst the sawdust and everything else, it's getting swept out. Three more tankards of ale in front of you. Roll again.
Oh, that was the wrong one.
Oops, the daisy.
8.
9.
8. I rolled the lowest. My
Why is
first
mine-
strike.
Mine's not showing it properly.
I got an 8.
16.
There we go. Oh, I just dropped my toothpick. So, did you? Intelligence check. Excuse me.
Hang on. Reroll. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's getting to that point. You've had that many.
I
You're
got
not sure
an
what you're
8.
doing.
I got an 8.
Ooh,
on my
so.
first strike.
12 for Evelyn, 9 for Harrison. First strike for Gio. So yeah, we'll slow down a little bit. You just
Oh.
taking the odd breath in between having a swig. Evelyn, she's a seasoned old gal. She finishes her drink first. Harrison, not long after. Gio was looking a little bit green around the gills. He finishes half a mug and he just puts it down like.
Turns into a green fish.
Really?
No.
No? Okay. I mean, you've got wild shape if you wanted to do that.
Turns into a fish, swims in the ale.
Really?
No.
Okay, right. Yeah, puts it down, looking a little bit peaky, a little bit worse for wear. Ready for another?
Yes.
Comes along,
Oh.
grabs your tankards, looks at Gio's. At least I don't have to fill that one full again. Goes back, fills them up, comes back with more full tankards. Evelyn's already rolled. Okay then.
You said you ready, so I assume that was the roll.
No, that's the roll.
Okay, I'm out. I got a 5.
You don't know that yet.
Yes, I do.
All right.
Yes, I do.
Oh, I was close.
Yes, I do.
Did you roll a 5? Did you add your constitution bonus to it?
3.
Okay. You only just missed out. So, Evelyn knocks it back, slams the tankard down while you two are still trying to. Harrison just finishes his drink, wipes his mouth, blows out a big breath of air. Gioa. Where's the bucket? Where's the bucket? Grabs the bucket. Manages to spill the rest in the bucket without managing to get it all over the floor, and just sits there, head on his arms on the table, not feeling great, and a little bit disappointed that he's lost. I won't worry, you won the last one. Can't win all the time. So it's just the two of you left now. Barkeep comes, fills the drinks again, brings them back. Roll off.
Right.
Oh. Oh.
Oh!
Evelyn.
No, I ain't going to be sick.
Okay. Well, to be fair, no. Evelyn has just got a second wind from somewhere. She's found room in her small body and just downs this ale in one. Slams it on the table while you're still trying to chug away at your tankard. Everyone else, there was like 5 or 6 people around the inn. They've all sort of taken note of everything that's going on. They start while Evelyn's there, waving tankard in the air. Barkeep comes back, pats Harrison on the shoulder. Well, I suppose you can't win them all, Master Harrison. Is that 2 drinking competitions I've seen now, and you've not won neither of them? I thought you were a sailor. Never mind, eh?
Let's have a glass of rum each.
Yeah, not a problem at all.
Proper man's drink.
Just sort of comes over and looks at Gioa. Master Gioa, are you all right there, young man?
Yes.
Would you like some water?
Yes.
Disappears. Comes back with a fairly hefty jug of water for you. I would recommend maybe pouring a little of this over your head. I suppose looks at the bucket. I suppose there's no lifting you after all that. Is anybody else going to be needing this bucket, or should I take it away?
Alright.
I just want to put the jug on the floor, dip a foot in it, and then turn into a fish.
Fair enough.
Actually, no, I'm going to put it on the table.
Okay. So you got to put it on the table, dip a foot into it, and then turn into a fish.
Yeah, stands on the table.
Okay.
Right.
And then I'll turn into a fish.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'm gonna head off to bed, I think.
Okay.
As I'm doing so, I'm gonna walk past Carlton's room, knock on the door and go, Gioa's drunk again.
So yeah, as you get up and disappear off to the bed while everyone's just clapping. Yeah, disappear off to bread. I think I've been having this drinking competition, not you guys. Everyone's clapping. You see Gioa stand on the table, and everyone's like, oh, and then he just pops into this little fish, splashes into the jug of water. And when as you peer in, you see he's just sort of swimming sideways, not quite managing to keep his self righted. Yeah. You crazy idiot. So yeah, you disappear off to bed, knocking on Carlton's door, letting Carlton know that Gioa is now drunk.
Yep.
Harrison, you're feeling a little bit yourself as well.
Yeah.
Obviously. But yes, you're the only one left down there now. Well,
Right.
If
So
you don't
I'll
count
just have
the
a
fish.
gla-
If you
I'll
don't
have
count
a
the
glass
fish.
I'll have a drink of rum, and then I will take Gioa in his glass up and put him in his bedroom.
put him in his
I'd
bath.
poke my head out and do a little blub blub
Blub blub.
in appreciation.
Okie dokie. So you all disappear to your respective rooms
Yeah.
to try and grab yourselves a night's sleep.
I want to
Yeah.
sleep in the jug, but then it'll explode.
Yes, it will, because after an hour you will turn back in.
2 hours.
After 2 hours now.
You can sleep in the bath.
I mean, there is that,
Actually, yeah.
but
I'm gonna wait 2 hours,
okay.
and exactly on the 2 hour mark, I'm gonna jump out and try land on the floor.
How do you think being drunk works?
That's what he wants to do.
But I get disadvantage on everything. So die.
No, we'll work on it.
Just
We'll work
think
on
of
it.
this as the song from Matilda the musical, When I Grow Up, where it's a child's imagination of what being a grown-up is like. This is a child's version of what being drunk is like.
So the rest of you all... So, right, hold on. So first and foremost, you're in your jug. Harrison's carried you to your room. Harrison, what are you doing with Gioa in the drug?
I'm
You're
just
drunk.
putting him.
Shut up.
Yeah. I'll just put him on the floor. Put the
Okay.
jug on the floor.
Right. There is the bath
So
in the
when-
room, which has gone a little bit cold now, but you know.
Yeah. So it's up to him whether he has a bath or not.
Okay.
I
So
don't
you are
want
now
him to wake up in the bath.
in the jug, on the floor, next to the bath. which is about
Yeah.
3 times as high as the jug.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should have put me on the edge of the bath.
No,
And
it's
then-
probably a
So I could
tin
have
one.
just slammed into the jug and fallen in.
Yeah. So the
Don't
rest
want
of
you
you
falling
bathing
asleep
before
in the
bed,
bath.
or are the rest of you bathing before bed?
Yeah.
I mean, I went to the bath.
All right.
Just in character, so I'm pretty sure my character fell asleep in the bath.
Yeah, I want all of you to make a Constitution saving throw. All of you, apart from Carlton, obviously, and Gioa. 'cause-
Oh, okay. So I'm a fish.
Okay. No, that's a check. That's,
22.
we'll take
Oh, yeah.
the we'll take the roll though, so the roll is fine. Harrison, you're fine. You managed to have yourself a bath. You get a little bit drowsy, but you're used to having a good drink every now and again. Felmore, you managed to purge yourself, so the effect of the drink didn't last as long. You get yourself bathed, ready, into bed. You two are fine. Evelyn,
Alright.
you're back out in the bath.
I mean, she did kind of win. Does it make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, you're just completely back out in the bath at this point in time.
Also, I realize how dangerous it is for
Yeah,
a character like Felmore, who knows a lot of fire magic.
Same.
You don't know a lot of fire magic. You know one fire magic.
Yes, I can also, bring up the
Yeah. Anyway, you're a fish.
cast vines, throw knives made of
You're still a
You're
fish.
I'm a fish. I'm a fish. I'm a fish.
Okay. So, the rest of you, Carlton, I assume you've had your bath, gone to bed.
Yep.
Felmore, Harrison, same.
Yeah.
It's getting close to your 2 hours. What were you planning on doing?
just trying to.
Were you staying in the jug for the 2 hours? What were you? Yes. Okay. Right. Make an intelligence check with disadvantage.
Nice.
Double one.
Is a 7.
7. Okay. 2 hours
The die
pass.
explodes.
2 hours pass. All of a sudden, you wake up, back to yourself on the floor, bits of jug and water all over you. You're like, ugh. You just vaguely remember that you turned yourself into a fish in the jug. But you are now awake.
Okay. I'm gonna get into the bath.
Oh, God. Okay.
It's
You-
gonna be freezing cold.
And turn into an Arctic fish. Turn into some sort of cold water fish.
It's not going to be freezing cold,
How
it's
many
just going to be
spell
cold.
slots do
Yeah.
you have?
How many wild shape?
He's using wild shape.
Yeah, to be fair too, because he didn't use one to turn back, it just ended.
Just like back.
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
really going to do this and
Turn into a fish. Yes.
miss out on getting a long rest? Or risk missing out on getting a long rest by waking up 2 hours later in the bath as a human again?
So what do I need to roll to not do that?
You would still wake up whether you woke up yourself or you unexpectedly woke up in the bath.
Fine, I'll just get in the bath.
Just get in the bath, have your bath,
Uh,
and bed.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Hypothermia.
It's not that bad. It's a fairly warm
No,
inn.
I'm just saying, if he falls asleep in it, then hypothermia.
Well, you know, we've got an Evelyn, so make yourself a what did you guys do? A Constitution saving throw.
Both of us.
No, you're okay for now. I'll get back to you in a bit. 19, yeah. You managed to have your bath with the extra effect of the cold water.
And being a fish.
You don't fall. You're not a fish.
I don't know, but
You don't fall asleep in the bath. You get your bath, get out, get into bed, and spark out. Spark out.
Little spark
Right.
out.
The rest of you snoring away. A couple of hours later, say around the same time, Gioa, that's his name. Same time Gioa popped out of being a fish. Evelyn, just make a
Breathing check.
dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that's good. That's +6. It's still only a 9.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, indeed.
Oh dear.
Oh, good luck.
Turns into a deer.
Okay.
Oh dear, oh dear.
You, while you are asleep, you were just
You
sort of
died.
You died, yeah.
Making new
So-
makes new character.
You died.
Just asphyxiate.
You were
You
propped up
died in your sleep.
on the bath,
We wake up.
at the sides.
I wonder where Evelyn is.
and your arm just slips, and you gently slide under the water. Make a Constitution saving throw.
That is an 8.
You know, you're not making this easy. You're not making this easy, are you? Eh? You slide under the water.
Under drinking competition.
Well, somebody pissed out of their heads decided to go and get a bath. I mean,
Carlton's
who would do
fault.
that? Who would do that? You have slipped under the water. You
Water elemental comes out.
suddenly wake up.
Evelyn right now.
You take a deep breath, and your lungs fill with water. You're struggling. You don't know where you are. You completely forget that you were in the bath. You are panicking, even though it's only not very deep at all. But you just slid into the bath. You took that first breath of water, and you're panicking, splashing about. You don't know where to go. Make another Constitution saving throw for me.
That is a 10.
One of your hands reaches out and grabs the side of the bath, and you just manage to pull yourself up, coughing the water out of your lungs. You drag yourself out of the bath. Fairly sober now at this point.
I would imagine.
Just managing to save yourself from drowning following a successful victory in a drinking competition. Yes, up to you what you do next.
I think I'm just gonna go to bed. On dry land.
Yeah. Cool. So eventually, all of you manage to get to sleep. You can all take a long rest.
Done.
However, Evelyn and Gioa suffer a point of exhaustion.
And a
Due.
long rest, or
You are.
and a long rest.
And a long rest. Yeah.
How do we add that to
So go on to conditions in the bottom one.
Yeah. Condition.
I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
Exhaustion.
And at that
Can I see
point,
it?
we will also take a quick break because I'm going to pee myself otherwise.
Oh, exhaustion.
Thank you.
So yeah,
Thank you.
point of exhaustion for Gio and Evelyn.
Yep.
Quick break for us, and we'll be back after these messages. See you shortly.
Further messages for you. If you ever wanted to drown in a bath or enter a drinking contest, join us at our new inn, just opened off the M62.
fairly certain I might actually have dyslexia. I'm not sure, but I'm fairly certain I do. Because I've always had a kind of problem with reading. Because I was on like those like young kid books until like year 2 or 3. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Damn. Ooh. Yeah, but I usually go to the same school with the same teacher, and he's really good at reading.
What are we on about?
Ah, okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I am a teacher, and I always say this to my students.
Are you? Are you really?
I'm part of a school that that doesn't give a damn about exams at all. We're not like that. We don't measure our children in that sense, and the education system just drills it into you that your reading levels and your maths levels and your writing levels, how successful you're going to be in that, and that's very wrong.
Oh yeah, exams are a load of crap.
Yeah.
I have
I'm
a
not-
maths exam next week.
I am not going to say any more because otherwise I'll end up ranting for hours about it.
That's fair.
Basically, my attitude as a teacher is screw the system, screw Ofsted.
Yeah.
I'm do things progressively. I'm doing things differently, and I actually care deeply about the students I teach.
Well, that's how a teacher should be.
Yeah.
Nah,
The
they just turn
important
up and
part
get
of being a
paid for it.
teacher is- No, the important part of being a teacher is caring for the students.
Yeah.
Anybody not back yet?
I don't think Granny.
No.
You're not. It's right. So nobody's back here. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, no.
No, we're all gone.
Yeah.
We've all just
No one's here.
God damn
all
it!
Spanish.
God damn it!
I don't think I have the vanish spell. Sorry. I can't follow.
Sure, we could banish. Oh, who's the most
Yeah, I
annoying?
don't
yeah,
have
well-
vanish either. I'm not a priest nor a paladin, so I can't learn vanish.
Oh,
Wait, wizards can learn it too, I believe, but I'm still not a wizard either. So.
right, we're all ready. I think Sparks.
Cool. Right. So you all wake up, get yourselves ready, get yourselves sorted, head downstairs, gather around the table. Most
Is
of you.
anyone still tipsy?
No. Definitely not.
I just remembered something.
Go on.
Like, do you remember when I went to the cursed bit? I established that Evelyn had a fear of water anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Even more reinforcing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I just remembered that. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So, as you all make your way downstairs, gather around the table, you're feeling not too bad. Carlton, you're bright as a button. You got yourself a good solid night's sleep, feel cleaned and refreshed. You even had a little bit of time to clean some of your armor. As stinky as it was, especially, in the certain places. Harrison, you're not really one for hangovers. Seasoned drinker, you come downstairs, you know, bit groggy in the head, but it's just normal for you. Felmore, you're feeling a little bit peaky, but nothing too bad.
No. I want to correct you on that. Felmore is not used to drinking.
No, but you managed to purge most of it out of you before you went up, so you're not feeling.
You're right.
You're not feeling on top of the world, but not enough to give yourself a point of exhaustion and be completely hungover as Evelyn and Gioa are.
I just completely fall down the stairs.
No, you don't.
As Evelyn and Gioa go down the stairs.
That was an anticlimax.
That was real.
Yep, as they go downstairs, what happens?
I heard a single note.
Yeah.
Again, a single note.
Yes.
They take.
I keep forgetting that. I keep forgetting that it's the noise reduction. What I meant is this.
Yeah, so Evelyn, you got a bit of a sore throat. Your head's pounding a little bit. Gioa, you're feeling fairly queasy. And you got a right banging headache going on. You and drink are not mixing well at the moment. What?
Happened to you guys? Well, I guess I shouldn't. I heard what was happening. I'm guessing you took part in another drinking game, you lot.
I sit down and I just do this.
Yeah,
I'm
just
hearing,
collapses, head on the table.
I guess it was. I guess we needed to celebrate Felmore's return somehow.
Felmore's sitting there a little bit mad that he lost to a child.
I'm mad that I lost.
Yeah, we know. I saw that.
Don't. Yeah. Okay, so.
The dice gods have forsaken me.
Sparky.
Yep.
Don't suppose you'd be able to sell us any rations, because I'm running a bit low.
I mean, I can't sell you any rations, but I'm pretty sure there's some shops in town that could.
Because I think I've got plenty.
Same, I just keep gaining them.
I've only got 3. How many have you got?
14.
Yeah. To be fair, he keeps salvaging stuff from the wild.
Yeah, I just keep foraging around, and it keeps
Alright,
working.
I
I just keep foraging.
I've only
and it
got
keeps
one
working.
myself.
Would I be able to have
yes.
5 of yours then, Gioa?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Harrison, I'll give you 3 because I've got 7.
Haha, I have double the rations.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I just keep scavenging for more. I don't take them off, I gain them.
Okay, so let's read out what are we actually doing in this Axeholm list.
So,
I'm going to that dwarf place.
embedded in a mountain south of Phandalin is the ancient Dwarven Fortress of Axeholm, which has been sealed for years. If a dragon attack is imminent, the people of Phandalin can evacuate and take refuge in Axeholm. To that end, someone needs to open the fortress and make sure it's safe for habitation. Once you have accomplished these tasks, return to Townmaster Wester to collect a reward of 250 gold pieces.
Okay. Alright then. Well,
So pretty much,
Is that-
we need to go to Axeholm and make sure it's safe.
yeah. So is there
Okay,
anything
Tony.
else? Is there anything we need to do before we head out, or Go for it.
I think we're all set.
Actually, no, there was one thing that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I knew I was getting something. I want to go search for the pie lady again.
For fuck's sake.
Gosh.
You brought her up. You made her.
And now I've
Okay,
killed
I
her.
clearly missed something.
Yeah, that was so. At one point, whilst we were all just doing our own thing, Harrison
was
found
my
a
fault.
pie. Yeah, it's Harrison's fault. He found a pie.
I was sick of
I
waiting
wanted
for
to
him,
know.
so I wandered round and found a pie lady.
I wanted to see what those pies were, and the voice was too good to not find again.
Don't know if I can remember. I've added to my original tweet with just a little bit of an update what's going on today. But anyway. So as you're all gathered around the table now, the innkeeper comes over. Good morning to you. How's everybody feeling today? Okay, I should
fine,
probably
thank
talk a
you.
little bit quieter, I'm guessing. Would anybody want any drinks or any breakfast or anything before you head off on, I'm guessing? No? Yes?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
No.
yeah. Could I get a water?
Water,
So-
water for Carlton, I'm guessing.
Yeah. What?
An ale
Wow.
for me, please.
An ale, of course. Start the day as you meet and go on there, Harrison. Of course. So one ale,
I
3
just-
waters.
Oh, by the way, if Dave took part in that drinking game, Dave would kick all your asses.
I would definitely lose today.
Right, so 3 of you want drink, 4 of you want drinks, 3 of you want water, 1 of you wants ale. Any more? Or is that it?
That's it.
Okay.
I'd suggest
I'll tell you what, this one will be on the house from what you paid for last night. So
I'll have a drink then.
so a water for you then, Evelyn, yeah?
Have. What's an expensive drink?
a whiskey.
Wine.
Whiskey.
Fine wine, a good bottle of wine.
Yeah, go on. A bottle of wine. See what's on
That
the
won't
house.
what you spent last night won't cover a good bottle of wine. That's probably going to be another 7 gold on top.
Don't matter then. What
Okay.
water will do.
All right, 4 waters and an ale. Comes back, plonks them on the table in front of you.
I just down it.
Any food?
We miss. Oh wait. Oh yeah. What about Malkuth? What does Malkuth
She's
want?
still up in bed.
Still up in bed. She's having a rest. She told you all the night
Oh,
before
yeah.
that she's just
Thinking of spending a bit of time in town.
just gonna do some meditation because she's been lacking on the meditation side of things. She'll catch you up as and when she can. So there.
Oh, it just clicked. God damn it.
So food. We've got it's just some simple fruits and breads this morning, with a bit of jam.
Yes, please.
1, 2, 3. Just the 3 of you.
No.
Oh,
Oh, and me as well.
4 of you then. Okay, right. This is all part of the room. Bed and breakfast and all that. Brings it out eventually, plonks it down in front of you. Feel free to have a nibble. Good chunk of bread, some apples and wild berries. A little pot of jam on the side.
Yeah,
With some fresh butter.
No, just give me the jam and the bread.
yeah, I moved the jam and the butter off
It's
the
nice.
plate and just face plant into it.
Nice warm bread as well.
Yep.
So the butter melts lovely.
Is there a fireplace in the tavern?
Oh god.
Toast.
That's a good question.
Yes.
Okay, Thelma just stares intensely into the fire while eating the bread plain.
I go sit over
Okay.
the fireplace and eat that. Also staring intently at the fireplace.
So yeah, you've got a Gioa off to one side as you're staring just at the softly glowing coals at this time in the morning. A little bit of a fire flickering away. Smoke disappearing up the chimney. The odd wisp coming out into the tavern.
Wait. Gua is sitting next to the fireplace.
Yeah.
Yeah, try and do like a kind of
The
small.
so the fireplace isn't magical, right?
No.
So can I try and do like a small
I have a, I have a, I have a cantrip called Control Flames.
I have a cantrip called Produce Flames.
Okay, just let me know what you're planning on doing.
Well, since you are sitting next to the fireplace, I was just gonna control a little bit of flames to hit him on the toes. Just to annoy him.
Thing is, you do remember that last time you were here, I wished upon a star for us to be friends, and it worked.
Well, what do friends do?
Actually,
They annoy
yeah.
the heck out of each other.
Yeah, that's a good point. Best
So-
friendship.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Alright, so...
Just
I used
describe
to
what you do
cantrip
with the
control
flames.
So I used to cantrip Control Flames to make a little flame that wanders from the fireplace over and nipples at his toes before burning out.
Okay. Thankfully, he's got shoes on. But yeah, as you just sat there staring into the flames, you kind of zone out. You're just like not feeling great. Your head's throbbing. You're feeling a little bit on the queasy side. The water helped a little bit. It might help in another hour or two. But you just see this one little flame. It to you, it looks like it just pops out these little arms and little feet, and it's just sort of walking along, sort of in a swaying, dancing motion towards you, and you're just staring at it, a little smile playing across, and it just gets closer and closer and just leaps up onto your toes, and just as it feels a bit too warm, it just
I want to look
pops
over
out.
at Elmore.
You've got no idea right now. You just thought, what confusion? Just start blinking away. I'm still drunk. What is going on?
I still want to look over at him and just see if he knows what happened.
Yeah, he looks over at you.
What happened there?
Fillmore,
Fire came
for the
alive.
first time that you've ever seen, smiles.
Oh gosh. Has he got wind?
Somebody pat him on the back gently.
Who are you and where is Elmore?
Okay, food eaten, drinks drunk, mischief managed. What is your plan?
I want to just.
Wow.
I want to just try. So I'm gonna go find the pie lady.
So I suppose we'd better find out where Axeholm actually is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to go find the pie lady.
Okay.
So, where would I guess the Master would be the best place to ask for?
Right. What is
for
the first line
directions?
of the quest, dude?
We have to go to that thing, don't we?
Okay, the first line. Embedded in a mountain south of Phandalin is the ancient Dwarven Fortress of Axeholm, which has been sealed for years.
Right.
Hello.
First sentence.
Okay.
So
Okay,
maybe we
right.
should go south.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Hurry up and find the pie lady, but don't take too long about it, because I think we gotta go. We gotta get this done.
Make a perception check
And
at disadvantage.
yeah, because of my exhaustion. Okay, with disadvantage, so perception. That is a 12.
It's not bad, not bad.
I rolled a 15 and a 9.
Still, you're wandering around the streets for at least 30 minutes. No sign.
Is she dead?
You don't know.
Is she dead?
You don't know.
Do we know he's looking for this pie person?
Come and get your pies. That's all you hear and you echoing in your mind. Okay, so no
Sparky?
sign of the pie lady. Yes.
Do we know he's looking for this pie person?
Oh yeah. You know he's looking. Well, I assume you know he's looking.
Do I know what he's looking
Yeah.
for, or just that he's looking?
I'll just say, I'm looking
You know he's
for
looking for the pie lady. The other members of the party know the pie lady.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you
Well,
don't.
I don't.
No.
No, it was I was hanging around town while they were fanning around doing whatever they were doing, and I just come wandering back with this pie in my hand because I found this little old woman with a cart with all these different pies on, and then everybody went and got them. Some were dubious meat pies. There was some apple pies.
No, there weren't
But
apple
she's
pies. I
never-
requested apple pies.
She's never been seen since.
All right. So
Maybe she was just a spirit.
if Felmar knows that he's looking for the pie lady, Felmar goes up to Giora and says, "I'll help you look."
Thank you.
Do you want to spend some more time looking for?
I vote that's Carlton.
Well, we need to go, to be honest. We need to get done.
Before it gets too dark.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Yeah.
just morning? But okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
the
but you've got
travelling
some
lad.
travelling to do, and the mountains
Yeah,
from
good point.
Phandalin are at least
Yeah, good.
15 miles away.
Yeah. You can do it in a day.
Oh, you can do it in a day. It
Yeah,
just
if
still
we
depends what
leave
time you
set
set
off
off.
now.
early enough.
Yeah.
Right, come on, guys, let's go.
Yeah, but then it'd
All right.
be really late then.
After breakfast and a little bit of searching, and it wasn't an early start to the morning. It's roughly around 10 in the morning now. So, if you get a good start, you can possibly make it in another 5 hours or so.
Oh, great. Nice.
So that'll take you to mid-afternoon. So is that the plan?
Yeah.
Yep.
You're gonna.
Yeah.
Hey, when you can't have good things all the time, because then they just get to be boring things and not good things. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Can we get that as a quote? Just like inspirational quote.
I mean, yeah, if you can word it a little bit better, then fine.
I think just like that, to be honest.
Yes.
Have good things in all the time, because they end up being bad things, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, if you want to quote that, feel free. Okay, so. That's like another bloody.
Alrighty then.
That's like another bloody quote, that, isn't it? Okay, so. You head out
Sparky's
town.
inspirational quotes.
You're all fucked. I did read this last night, but I've forgotten already. Yeah, so you heading south from Phandalin. You've got a fair idea what you're looking for and where you're heading to. As you are travelling, the sky starts to get a little bit grey. Cool winds and rain. Not terrible, but it's damp, cold. The trek down passes without incident, but it's not exactly pleasant, especially for those of you that are suffering a little bit from the previous night, shall we say. So after a good 5 hours worth of travel, you make it to the base of the mountains, and you can see thrust out from the base of a dark grey mountain is the entrance to the Dwarven Fortress. A dark... I just drowned in my seat, a bit like Evelyn. A dark 15-foot wide passageway flanked by 40-foot high bullocks of smooth, seamless stone.
What was that you just said? 40-foot high.
Bullocks.
Oh.
Bulwarks.
The other one.
Yeah.
So,
No,
Yeah.
I thought it meant cows. I was going to say that, bloody big one.
Well, how do you pronounce it? It is
I thought you
bullock,
said
isn't it?
something else.
Bulwark. All right. Bulwarks. Is that better?
Bulwarks, yeah.
Bulwarks
that's better.
of
That
smooth,
really was
seamless stone. An iron portcullis covered with rust blocks the entrance. There are arrow slits carved into the walls of the bulwarks, revealing no hint of occupation. Do you wanna make? Does somebody want to make a history check?
Yeah, I'll
At
do
least
a
it's
history.
historian.
Yeah.
As if-
See what you know of the area.
Oh, that's a good roll.
God damn.
26.
Does a 26 pass?
A 26 would hit, yes. So, what you know, it's a Dwarven Fortress.
Dwarven Fortress.
Wow.
Yeah, cool. That's
That's
some good research you've done there. The site was abandoned and sealed up long years ago. After rumour has it was haunted.
Oh yay.
You're not sure what it was. The dwarves themselves left. Although rumour has it not all of them made it out.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm scared now.
So yeah.
I relay all of this information to the rest of the party.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
I am genuinely scared. Like in real life as well.
Oh. Okay then.
It's genuinely
Oh.
terrifying.
So as you arrive, it's dark. It's not dark. It's gloomy. It's damp. The rain. It's like one of those fine mist type rains. So it's unpleasant and uncomfortable. But you know, you've dealt with worse.
Does the rain hurt
Yeah.
us? No, it missed.
Oh my god.
Take another
Right,
point of
so-
exhaustion for that. Harrison, yes, you were going to say something.
Yeah. So I suppose we'd better see if this portcullis is working.
Yeah, I'm the strongest, so I try and open it.
Make a strength check.
I want to help.
23.
Never mind, I don't need to help.
It's not budging at all.
I may need to help.
15 feet wide, rusted in place, solid bars. There's space in between them, but not enough space by the look of it for anybody to fit through.
Not even a
Why don't you?
squirrel.
Right.
It's
So
possible.
to climb it,
Oh my god.
would you say that was athletics or acrobatics?
If you get Carlton to throw us up.
A squirrel might be able to squeeze through the bars.
It's possible.
How big was
somebody
the gap in the bars?
just make a perception check.
Who?
Evelyn.
Evelyn makes sense right now.
Uh,
Right, this is
that is a 19.
19. Okay. It's about a fist-sized gap between the
Okay.
bars, so
squirrel's fist-sized.
spaced,
Big-
quite
Okay.
spaced. But looking around, the walls between the area where you are, to the left and to the right, you see, as you're looking at the portcullis, to your right-hand side, there's 2 arrow slits, maybe about 10 foot off the ground, on the right, and 1 off to the left-hand side. That possibly a little bit small for most of you. Well, a little bit small for the current party, but the gap between them is a bit wider than the gaps between the portcullis, at least.
What about a child?
That's what I'm
Not
saying. Would
sure.
it take acrobatics or athletics to try and climb the wall to get there?
To climb the walls to get where?
The
Well-
arrow slits.
Yeah, or over the top
Over the top of the wall.
of the the portcullis.
The portcullis. You can't really see a way to climb over the top of it. There is no gap at the top that would be wide enough for anybody to climb through there.
So
This is dwarven made, don't forget.
yeah, so the
isn't-
wall. The walls at either side.
Mm-hmm.
Is it sort of like, you know, like a castle has the walkway that goes round it?
Yep.
Has it got one of those?
No, all you can see is flat walls. They're not smooth. There's probably handholds for somebody to climb. It's old. It is old. So it's brickwork, but where the mortar was between them, obviously that's eroded with time, so it's not a flat sheer surface by all means. You know, somebody dexterous could
but
probably
that's what I
climb
mean.
up there.
Would it be possible for somebody to climb up the wall, get
To reach the arrow
inside,
slits.
and
Well, from what you can see
probably-
here, the walls themselves are 40 foot high, but these arrow slits are about 10 feet above you.
I've got an idea, guys.
I just want to say to the party, if I don't make it through, step on me, and then I'll wild shape into a squirrel and try and make my way through.
Okay, what about the person who's got the spell fly?
Yeah. I was gonna
Still
wait
doing
and see
it.
how long people actually
Still doing
realize.
it.
Still doing what?
Trying to get through as a squirrel.
You don't like working as a team, do you?
No, not really.
What's the point playing a team game then? Okay, he turns into a squirrel.
All right, I used the spell on him.
Oh, I'm a flying squirrel now. I just grow those like winged flaps.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah,
I'm a flying
I
squirrel.
mean, if you've got the spell fly, you could fly over and see if there's some sort of mechanism at the other side to lift it up.
Yeah. So yeah, I can't. So are you changing into a squirrel,
Yes.
little Spark?
Yes. I am now a squirrel,
Okay.
and I'm going to try and squeeze through the bars.
Squeezing through as a squirrel is not a problem. So you're through the portcullis.
I do a celebratory jump.
Looking up, either side of you, there's more arrow slits, and further down, it is dark in this area now, where you are. You're human, you don't have dark vision.
Do squirrels.
No.
Let's see.
Could I pass the torch to him through something?
As a squirrel, you'd have a job trying to carry it.
I know. I thought he was a human.
No, he's a squirrel, that's how he managed to fit through the...
No, I thought you said he turned back into a human.
How
Because
How
then I'd be
thick-
out of our
okay.
shape.
how thick are the bars?
The bars are about a foot thick.
Okay.
It's solid dwarf portcullis.
Has anyone got like heat metal or anything?
I have fire, but I'm a squirrel, so I can't do that.
Oh. That won't work, won't it?
What?
So where you are now, as a squirrel,
No.
you're at the other side of this portcullis. You can see the gang behind you, but the light is fading the further into this area you get. There's arrow slits again on the walls to the side, to the left and right.
So, Sparky, by your estimation, how much would you think one of those bars weigh?
£1 million.
Fuck.
Like, actually?
By my estimation, I have a fucking clue. The bars are
Right,
all
well,
they're one
that's-
solid unit. It's not like they're separate bars within. It's one solid unit of a portcullis.
Yeah, okay.
You know, your typical crisscross.
Yeah, I get it.
Harrison,
right,
yes.
So, Thelma, have you got dark vision?
I do have dark vision, yeah.
Well, would you be willing to fly over the top?
Yeah, sure.
There is no
Have a look round to
flying
see,
over the
like
top.
I said, to see if there's a,
It's
you know,
built
there's
into a
usually
mountain.
I would. Oh yeah, it's a mountain. So
Yeah, it's built into the mountain, so there's no
yeah.
over.
Oh,
there's no flying over the top. I mean, I could technically use one.
Did you cast fly on the squirrel?
No.
Oh, right, okay.
So the Squirrel can't fly.
No.
So it's not.
But but I could technically try to convince what is it, Gioa to turn me to a squirrel, if that's a possibility.
No, it's only.
No, it can only wild shape. It can't
Okay.
polymorph.
I haven't played Druid before, so I don't know how wild shape works.
Okay. No, it
I
just
thought
works on stealth.
polymorph could turn anybody into anything.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yes, but it's not polymorph.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but it can be any creature. Fly. So maybe I could be a flying squirrel.
No, well, that's not going to help us open the portal. She won't be strong
The
enough.
problem is you can't see.
Yeah.
If
Shoot some fire.
if one of us lit a torch and sort of held it in and sort of placed it within the arrow slit that he's in, would he be able to see then?
Would
No,
my...
Okay, I want to try and play like some sort of mining game. I want to try and mine to them to attack me.
Would my falcon be able to fit through? My hawk
Fit through
be
what?
able to fit through? The gap. It should be able to, right?
Should be able to, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Could I? Could I technically just, start a fire outside, use control flame to move it inside to light up?
I want to.
You could certainly try. I mean, throwing a torch would work just as well.
I want to try and mine the party to hit me.
I'm gonna shoot Gioa.
Good.
right, you dropped the spell yourself.
Just.
Do I have to roll for this? Like I was doing.
Yeah,
it?
you have to roll
just
to
like
hit, yeah.
this as a squirrel. Then again, I am
That
a
is.
squirrel.
It's
Small target.
25.
That's definitely past a squirrel.
That's a hit.
That is. Oh, lovely. That's 9 damage.
So, how much health do you have as a squirrel?
That's a greater flying squirrel.
I'm guessing 1.
It'll be 1 or 2, because it'll
Got
just be
less
like
than
a cat
that,
or
innit?
something
How
like
It's
about-
that.
it's the ultimate scroll with 25 health.
Okay, that's 3 health, because it's 1d4 minus 1.
For what squirrel? What the fuck
So
did
that's
you find that?
3 health.
3 health. So, you pop back up as yourself and take 6 points of damage. With his arrow now sticking in your thigh.
I'm just gonna rip it out and say, here you go. Thanks
Blood
for
starts
that."
pouring down your leg and you pass out.
Just collapses.
Yeah, the arrow is putting pressure on your leg, technically, so you don't bleed out.
Put another one in if you want. If that
There.
helps.
Pressure. Easy enough.
Okay, so you are now Gioa again at the other side
Okay.
of the portcullis.
So,
Same problem as before, you can't really see a lot.
I'm going to try and look around with Produce Flames in my hand to try and find a way to open
Okay.
the portals.
Nothing obvious, just the arrow slits. Now you've got Produce Flames lit. Further down the hall where you are, you see these big double doors. Double door.
And that's, I relay that information to the party and say, guys, there's 2 giant doors, what should I do?
Don't
Try
go
and
through
open
them.
them.
I didn't hear any of that. It was too...
Try,
It was basically one against the other.
Okay,
try and open them.
so I am going to stand 30 feet away from them and cast Thorn Whip to try and open them from afar.
Okay.
So I shall do that.
Okay.
Does it work?
What does Thorn Whip do? Do you have to roll to hit?
Normally. Towards a creature, okay, never mind. That's
I'll allow it.
okay.
You're trying to hit the door.
So
The
shall
door
I
back
roll
roll
to
to
in
hit.
it. Little did we know.
Door.
Now Sparky has to decide the AC of a door.
17.
I don't have to decide on anything.
Solid
17.
20.
So you just... And the whip, you see it hits the door, nothing.
I wanted to try
There is nothing to wrap around.
Oh, okay.
Big, solid, 8 foot wide, double doors. No movement at all when the whip connects with them.
Is
What
it
are the
literally
doors?
just a
Not that
straight
you can
corridor?
see now, though, because
What
Can I
are
have
the doors
the
You
made
flame-
out
in the
of?
other hand?
you can only cast one spell at a time.
Yeah, what are the doors made out
They're made out of
Please say what.
Oh, door material.
something. Yeah, door material.
God damn it. Raw material, flammable.
Thick, sturdy oak, reinforced with iron bands and large iron hinges and handles on them.
God, I wish I was in there.
So not flammable then, and also handles are grabbable.
Right, so can I do an investigation check on this portcullis? Because I have got a crowbar in my inventory. And
Feel
might
free.
be some way of levering it up or something.
I also want to have a look around again, like a proper look to see if there's any way of opening it.
With produce flames again.
Yes. So
Okay.
should I do that with just
Both of you roll. Make your investigation check. And
Right,
you,
mine's 13.
why?
exhaustion?
Yeah, then disadvantage you.
God damn it, where is
Yours is what? What happened?
15.
This is what happens when you go drinking.
Oh my god. I rolled a nat 20 and a 9.
Oh, that's such a shame.
Oh.
And
Well,
what?
sucks to suck.
So investigation, that's a 10.
Sucks to drink.
I wish I didn't say anything, because then I would have rolled a nat.
So, what are you looking for with your investigation check?
Any sort of like.
No, Harrison.
Oh,
Just,
You were
I'm
perception.
looking to see if there's any. I know it's rusted up, but
Mhm.
is there any way that we can possibly use the crowbar and maybe loosen it or lever it up or.
There's-
Just something.
I
to
mean,
move
it's a
it.
portcullis. If you think you can try and lever it up with a crowbar, you can feel free. You can't see
Wait,
any
wait, wait.
obvious way
Will I
from
be able to-
here
will I be able to
of.
get under it?
Can I roll investigation to see if it's locked?
If it's locked.
Carlton
How would you
couldn't
be
open
able
it.
to tell if it was locked?
Carlton
I don't
couldn't
know.
manage to open it, so probably.
Roll away.
Probably is.
16.
You're not sure? It's just
Well-
big. It's heavy.
Boys,
Well,
what's the ground made of? underneath it?
I would
What's
like
the
to
ground made of?
cast
Ground.
I would like to cast Thermatology to try to open it. Because it can slam open any door that's unlocked
Okay.
or opening. It's just a cantrip, so I don't have to roll anything. for
Yeah,
it.
it's just a cantrip. It's not that powerful.
Damn it. Well, I have to
Unfortunately, you little bit of a gust of wind and nothing. Not even the slightest hint of movement. It's big. It's heavy. It's rusty.
What's the ground type under it?
The ground
Yeah.
type is mountainous rock,
Okay, so not loose earth.
not loose
cover
earth.
it.
No.
Okay.
No.
My
Again,
plan was to just
looking
open it.
around, you looking around with your, you can see murder holes above you, which would have been used for
Holes.
murder holes. Yeah, it's a fortress. It's a war fortress basically. So you know what murder holes are for?
Imagine the one from
Pot.
like The Hobbit.
Pouring oil out,
Ooh, I
that
could
kind
do
of
that.
thing. And you still, these arrow slits at the sides. It's just drawing your attention.
Yeah,
Okay, guys, I
that's what
don't
I'm
think- I
thinking.
don't
How
think we
wide
should
are,
use these
are they?
arrows.
Are they actually wide?
Maybe about 2 feet wide.
So
Okay.
possibly one of us could fit through it.
Yeah.
Can I climb up and try and just like throw a rope down outside?
You can certainly try.
Okay, I
So,
will try.
Right, so as you are stood, are you looking at the portcullis or are you looking at the door? Or should I say, on the eastern side from where Gioa is, you got 3 arrow slits on that side of the wall, and on the western side, there's 2 on that side.
I just asked. Okay, which arrow which side should I go for to try and throw a rope down with these arrow slits? Okay, good to know.
Well, you're obviously in charge.
Carlton, which side should I go, left or right?
Let's say you head to the. Let's try.
Yep, that cut out at the wrong time.
That's right.
Let's try to the right first.
Okay.
That's right.
So was that the east or was that the west?
Right.
The one with the 2 or the
Well,
one
if
with
it's the
3?
right, then it would be east, wouldn't it?
So yeah, but the right for you or the right for Gio?
The right for Gioa.
The right
East
for
for
I
Gioa.
don't think
Okay.
it
East
matters
for-
really,
Gioa.
does it?
well, east is east for everybody. Okay, so the side with the 3 hours arrow slits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up. Okay, make an athletics check. Is that with disadvantage because hungover?
Okay, so that is 10.
Okay, yeah. So with a little bit of work, you manage to scramble up the wall and grab hold and pull yourself up to where one of the arrow slits is. Breathing in, turning sideways, moving your head, you squeeze through, and as you turn around to look what's at the other side, have you got your flame up?
Yup.
Flame on!
Flame on.
You turn around and you see this huge ballista just pointing towards you.
Nope. Jump down. Okay, I am going to try and just do this. See if there's anyone up, like, on it.
There's nobody there. It's just set there, pointing at the arrow slit.
Okay, I am going to sidestep out of its move, out of where it's pointing.
Okay, so
It doesn't accidentally shoot me.
yeah, it's a big, heavy ballista. I don't think it's not even loaded, as you can see.
Okay, cool.
There are 5 ballista bolts tucked underneath it, ready there, waiting if anybody were to want to use them. And as you step in,
How heavy are ballista bolts?
you don't see this. You shush.
How heavy are ballista bolts? Like, would
Right.
I be able to lift?
Are you just concentrating on the ballista, or do you
I
want to see
just
what?
want to load it
Okay.
to try and get back at Thelma.
Well,
To try and re-prank him.
You
Where
know
you-
how big a ballista is?
where
Yeah,
you are,
I'm not gonna shoot you.
where
I'm
you
gonna
are
just
stood, and where this ballista is pointed, would not even get Felmore because you are the other side of the portcullis, which is where Felmore is.
Ah.
No, I mean like when he comes up.
Is at the other side of the portcullis.
I'm confused.
You
We can
came
tell.
through the portcullis as a squirrel. You then turned back into a human because you got yourself shot by one of your friends. You climbed up the wall where this arrow slit is. You've discovered a ballista which is pointing out of this arrow slit. Your
Yes.
friends are down there. The ballista is pointing this way. The portcullis is between you and the friends in the area down there. You are in this room where this ballista is. You are currently focused on the ballista and nothing else because this is you.
What's your point?
Oh God.
The point is, you're in this room with this ballista and you're not bothered about anything else apart from a ballista.
I'm gonna load it.
Is
Oh, for
there
fuck's
anybody
sake.
that's thinner than me? Evelyn, how
yeah,
thin are you?
Evelyn's tiny. She's like 4
Right,
foot
well,
man, so I
Evelyn, I
imagine quite
suggest
big.
you try and climb up the wall, go through one of the
Fine, I'll
um,
throw some rope down.
thingies.
They can't get to it because of where you are stood.
You could have said that to begin with.
Yeah, I'll do.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I'll do what
Are you having a look?
Harrison's
Right, so
suggested.
you're going to have a climb up the other one.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Right. Athletics check for Evelyn. and you are having a look round.
Yeah.
Finally. Okay, so you move into the room.
Shoot you.
Do what you want. You will die instantly. And the floor opens up beneath you, and you're dead. The end.
God damn it.
Right, Evelyn, you
Yep.
scale up this wall as if it wasn't a problem, and squeeze through. Is it on the same side or the opposite side to where Gio had disappeared into the wall?
We'll do the same side.
Okay, so you disappear into this one arrow slit that's up the wall. Same thing greets you, the ballista pointing out. You got dark vision, haven't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, the room beyond where the ballista is, if you're concentrating on anything other than the ballista.
Why are you saying it's a giant, huge war machine?
Which is not loaded and there is nobody there. And you have not...
now there is!
Right, I'm just going to ignore him.
And then I'll shoot you again.
That's what that
Gets
noise
ready to
is.
throw the red pen.
Red pen. So yeah, as you look around you, you thought it opens up into a larger room.
Mm-hmm.
It stretches, if you're looking straight ahead, stretches sort of 20 feet down, and looking to the right, it's more of a longer corridor type room. There is a staircase which leads up, and on your wall to the right you can see some sort of mechanism inside the wall, and further down you see Gioa just staring at this ballista.
What are you
Can
looking
I-
at?
And now you can see further down the room there's about 3 or 4 more ballistas in the area where Gioa is.
Okay, can I try the mechanism? See what it does.
I want to help.
Okay, right.
You can't even see him.
It can. It's got produce flame.
Flames in my hand.
Oh yeah.
So you, while you're fannying around with the ballista,
Shush.
you hear, because you're not sneaking, you hear somebody else come, and you look up and you see Evelyn at the further on down in the same room as you,
Hello.
moving towards what looks like a winch of some sort.
What are you doing?
So
What
Oh,
are you
come
doing
on.
up there?
you want to try the winch,
I
Yeah.
want to help.
right? So make you want to help with it, okay? Right, make an athletics check
Just normal.
to try and turn it. But because you are having a point of exhaustion,
Excellent.
yeah, obviously at disadvantage. But because Gioa is helping you, regular.
The two exhausted people.
Right. So the first one was a 10, is that right?
Yeah.
So why did you roll again?
Because you said about exhaustion, so I just kept rolling.
Roll! Okay, so you try
know what's
for
going on.
you. I'll allow it, because otherwise we'll be here for fucking weeks. The first time you try it, and nothing happens. Second time, you both put everything into it, and it creaks and it grinds, and you see slivers of rust falling down as you manage to grind it away at one full turn. And the rest of you that are down in the area where the portcullis is, you see it lift by about 5 feet. You just hear this.
Keep going.
Damn,
It's
Carlton.
working. Keep going.
You hear.
You
Oh,
can't
we can
join
go.
us, Carlton.
Come on, we can get underneath that.
Guess
Yeah,
you can't- I
alright.
guess you won't be
So,
joining us then,
it's-
Carlton.
All right, no. Okay, okay. That's a good point. I'm gonna go for this. I go back, I do a run up, and I try and slide underneath.
Why are you
You should
super?
just crouch it out.
Are you super tall or something? Yeah, it's fine.
No,
Make
he's actually 10 feet tall.
make an acrobatics check for me.
And while you do that, I'm
Okay.
gonna walk under it while I'm pounded at you.
I just rolled a 2, so that's 4.
Oh yeah.
Where's your? Why can't I see people's
Turns
rolls?
out Carlton's just like 10 feet tall.
Are you using dice or?
I was using my
Okay.
my dice. and
So
I dice
what-
rolled
what
that. I
was
rolled a
your-
2, so I got a 4.
A 4 total. So, while Harrison, what are you doing?
I'm just walking under it.
So as Felmore and Harrison just walk towards, well, sort of swiftly walk towards the portcullis as it raises up 5 feet and just stops there.
Quickly, put it back down!
Duck underneath it, you just hear Carlton barreling towards you, armor clanking, and he goes to make a slide underneath it, but his foot gets caught in the ground, and he just pitches forward, rolls, and just lands face down on the dirt next to you underneath, well, the other side of the portcullis.
Quickly,
I
put
meant
it
to
down.
do that.
Just look at him.
I stand above him, looking down. I stand above him, looking down, and go, "What we learn?"
Yeah.
I totally meant to do
Looking
that.
down upon you. Down,
I
that's
definitely-
usually his job. Saying
As
what
I
did
meant-
we learn?
As I
Not
pick
that-
myself
and
up,
that's
I
the
say,
silver one.
I definitely meant to do that. Definitely meant to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure, buddy.
So yeah, you two have,
Okay, so
You
so
all
currently
throw.
I head to I say to the others we should go join Giara and Evelyn.
I just shout down, you all through?
Yeah.
Think so.
Okay, Evelyn,
Okay.
let's close it.
it's just there. You let go of it and it's just
Why?
sat there.
So things can't sneak up on us. Like,
Escape. So
If
we
you-
can't escape rapidly.
So you can't get out again.
no
You're
police.
trapped.
No ruin.
So we can't escape when we meet a horde of monsters and inevitably die because of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, pretty much. Because we wouldn't be able to
Right.
close it anyway, we'd still be fighting them.
Right, now, so you got the
Right.
two of you up in this higher up room, looking down on the rest of the party with these few ballista in the area. And then you've got the party just down in the courtyard through the portcullis. So you're currently split party.
All right, I go. I head. I do know the way to go and join Evelyn and Giara, right?
Yeah, but you doubt that you would be able to make it up there. The way they got there, anyway.
We're a lot smaller than you.
Yeah, we're the
Well,
tiny ones.
Can is there a route for me to climb up there?
There's a route for you to climb up there. Same route they got up
I-
there.
All right, I try and climb up there then.
Okay, make an athletics check.
And make a squeeze check.
Natural 1.
You just. Oh.
You try
So
and
step on the first stair and just slip.
is that
Yeah.
right?
Fall
Is
on
that right,
break your
DM? Is that right, DM? Is it right, DM? Is it
Fall
right?
and break your neck.
Shut up,
Yeah.
boy.
Did you say in this courtyard down at the bottom?
Can I do this bit first?
I mean, you just threw a piece
So,
of wood at me, so no.
As you shut up. As you brace yourself trying to climb up, you jam your foot into one of the gaps between the bricks, raise your other foot, grab on with your hand. You manage to get all the way up to where you can hold on to the bottom lip of the arrow slit, and your feet just go. The weight of the armor dragging you, but you're just held on there with one grip onto the arrow slit, and you're just dangling away.
Help
Do we see this?
me!
Yeah, you see this. Of course you do. He's
Okay.
climbing up the wall.
Fuck. That's touch. I can't do that then.
It's only he's only about 10 foot. Well, his hand's about 10 foot up. The rest of him's about 4 feet up.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I go over to him and touch his foot and cast fly.
Bruh.
Okay.
What's happening? What's happening?
Well,
What did you do?
nothing. You've not moved.
Felmore, what are you? Felmore, what are you doing?
Why are you touching my foot?
Well,
You have the ability to now fly. You feel a little bit.
release your hand.
You feel a little bit lighter.
Trust me,
Wait.
release your hand.
Okay, I do so.
Okay. As you release your hand, you're just willing yourself to not fall, and you're just kind of still there in the air, not moving.
I've never done that before. Wow. I'm floating.
Yeah, you have 10 minutes.
Okay, right. And I sort of punch my fist in the air, and I head up
Full
to
Superman.
Excelsior!
Pulls out your magical instruments.
Floating piano.
Yes.
Now the piano can fly.
Right.
Summon piano.
Dude, shut up.
No.
So what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yes. I fly up to where Evelyn and Gioa are.
Okay, so you make it to the arrow slit, but you're a little bit too big to squeeze through it, unfortunately. Oh god,
There you go.
that went wrong. Yeah, you're too big. You can't fit through, especially with all your armor on. Harrison, what were you gonna do?
Just have a nosy around here and have a look at those double doors, see if they were locked or anything.
So, just make a quick investigation check.
That's pants. That's 6.
Yeah. You go up to the doors, you give them a bit of a test. They seem fairly solid, as if they're either locked or barred from the other side.
Well-
Yeah, I forgot to...
I was looking through my inventory and I've picked up a key from somewhere. So I thought if it's locked, I will try this key to see what it does.
Okay.
So, what do I...
Don't know, what key is it?
Don't know, it just says a key.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember where we got it from.
yes, useful.
The best item ever.
So you have got this random key, and you
Yeah.
want to try it on these big double doors that don't seem to have a keyhole in them that you can find.
Right, well that's what I was asking, whether it was locked or not.
Well, you should have
To
rolled
have
better than
keyhole.
fucking 6 then, shouldn't you?
I forgot to mention when the fly spell stops, he'll just fall if he's not touching the ground.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Okay,
gonna-
so
You shouldn't
see-
have warned him. Would have been hilarious.
Seeing that I can't fit through, I head back down, and you said I couldn't fit through, so there's no way of me joining Evelyn and Gio,
I wasn't. No, I wasn't saying about that. I just knocked this box over and it nearly knocked all these cards down. So no, I was. You do what you want to do.
Have I joined Evelyn and Gio yet?
No, because you can't fit through.
Yeah, so I was gonna head back down.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I do that, and I say, you guys come down, and we'll stick together and start from here.
Right, so
I want to explore the room a bit more.
did you say there was a staircase, Sparky?
Yes, in that room,
Was it going down?
it goes up,
I'm just
Okay.
gonna shout down, we're going up some stairs.
and
Yeah,
just
you
make
might
a
have to
quick
go up to go back down. You never know.
perception check as well.
Disadvantage.
If you're exhausted, then yes.
So that's 5 and 18.
Okay.
So perception, that is 5 plus 3, so 8.
Not too bad. With your light of the flame, looking at the bottom of the steps, just about round the corner, 5 feet away, there is another single door there that you can see.
There's also another door. Should we go through the door?
Off to the east of the room.
Is that other door will be a way down. You can assume if there's a way up there, there must be a way down.
Opposite, it's opposite where the winch is, so it's further away from your friends in the portcullis.
Okay, so yeah, let's not go to the door, let's go to the stairs.
I think we should try it door.
I think we should go to the stairs.
Just split up.
Let's
Okay.
do rock, shears,
I mean, you can head back to them,
So
or
while you guys are discussing that, Svelma is gonna try to open the door.
Yeah, we should do rock, shears, parchment.
how? What? You're just going to try and push it open?
Yeah.
No, don't budge.
Like
Neat.
that one time we spent so long trying to unlock a door that wasn't locked.
But it explodes in your face.
It was
Yeah,
really
yeah,
trapped.
yeah. That was what I was thinking. All right.
It's just, by all intents and purposes, you can't see a lock on it. So, and it
I
is
would like
the first double doors in this large fortress.
all
that
right,
is
I would
currently-
like to roll Arcana to see if it's enchanted.
So you're detecting magic.
Yeah.
You casting detect magic.
Yeah.
Do you have detect magic?
I do have detect magic. It's a first level spell.
Okay. Cast away.
I just did.
Castaways.
You do not detect any magic in the near vicinity.
Right.
All right. That's not magical.
Right, I'm gonna go
No.
through that door.
I'm gonna say, Evelyn, before you do that, let's play rock, parchment, shears to see what we should do.
I'm gonna look at him and just go through the door.
Hey, get back here right now. We need to play the game.
He's opened the door. He's gone through. She.
I was just gonna say, fine, I'll follow.
Okay, so
Just
you
not-
head through this door.
Just know I'm just scared of being alone.
With your night vision, because it's pitch black in here.
Except for my flame.
And then Flamio behind you.
Flamio, Hotman.
You see this long corridor stretching down to the south, about 5 feet wide. Goes about as far as your dark vision, and with the flickering light will see just this long corridor heading down.
Okay.
Okay, this is terrifying. It's
Doesn't
probably haunted.
particularly
Let's go.
smell very nice in this area.
Yup, this is haunted. Let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna leave.
Leave
At
off?
the door as we're walking through. I'm gonna leave an arrow on the floor, and as we're walking, I'm gonna put a couple down, so it's like a trail almost.
No!
So if the others do find a way up to us, they can see where we've gone.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So how many arrows do you reckon? I
So
need
you're
some
heading
arrows?
down the corridor.
Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Okay. How far? Well, how are you spacing these arrows that you're leaving?
Maybe like 2 feet.
How long would you say the corridor is?
Well, how far
Can't
is your?
see.
How far does your dark vision reach?
Let's have a look.
As far as the eye can
Each of
see.
the grids.
I think it's 60 feet, isn't it?
I think it's something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
60 feet.
Well, from where you are, just through the door, you can't see to the end of this corridor.
So it's as far
Okay.
as the eye can see. Let's
So-
space them out 2 feet.
I think every 5 feet should be enough.
Every 5 feet.
I just
Yeah.
said every 2 feet.
Okay,
Not
so
your arrow.
Fine, then I steal some arrows. I take the arrows. I pick them up as we go along.
shut up, you annoying little turd. God, I would hate to be in a party with him.
Ah,
That's how we feel.
ah,
So,
one shot.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my god.
About 8 arrows down. So about 40 feet down.
Yeah.
There's this what looks like carved out tunnel to your left in the eastern wall, but the rest of the room stretches and opens up further down.
What are you gonna do?
It's up to you. Tunnel or open area?
Let's do rock parchment shears.
Just pick one. Just pick one.
No, I go for tunnel. You go for
I thought you were
Or-
afraid of being alone. That's probably
no,
not a good idea
no,
if
we're
you're
doing
afraid
rock
of being.
parchment shears.
Okay.
So if I win, we go down the tunnel. If you win, we go down the room.
Yeah.
So, rock, parchment, shears, parchment. I go paper. What did you do?
Fuck's sake.
I went shears.
I did parchment. Okay. So that means we're going to the room.
Okay, so you carry on
I don't like you.
ignoring the fuck's sake. Ignoring the tunnel. You carry on about another 20 feet, so that's another 4 arrows left behind you.
Oh wait, is that encounter that we weren't gonna do? Is that encounter that you had set up?
What are you on about? You will never know. So, you've gone past the tunnel, yep, you're down to the room further down.
Yeah.
Opens up
Listen, arrows.
to a wider room, maybe 20 foot by about 30 foot. Over to the eastern side, you can see it's just collapsed rubble, lots of large rocks, small rocks all over the place. It looks opened up as if there's a tunnel winding its way through it as well. Down to the south, there's one door in front of you. Solid door like the previous one. And off to your right on the western wall, there's another large double door.
Okay, I say we try the doors.
Go for it.
So
I'll
let's
have
go.
my arrow. If you try the doors, and I'll have my burn arrow ready, just in case there's something there.
So which doors?
So the one that is in front of us,
Okay.
and I am just going to try and shove it.
So the single door, not the double door.
Let's do the double
Yes.
door first.
Okay, the double
That's
door.
done.
Okay.
Yeah, go on. You're daring.
How about we do rock parchment shears?
How
then?
about you? Right, so these guys are about to open up these doors. We'll come back to you three.
Okay.
I honestly, I'm a little bit. Okay, well, now that those two have gone deeper down, I suppose we should, because I was a bit confused as to where they were in relation to us, but now, what
You don't know.
what can we see that we can head towards or go through? Is there any?
You have these double doors in front of you blocking the way.
Alright, I try and open those doors.
You don't manage to, because the other two have already both tried as well.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he's strong and can fly.
I didn't.
I'm pretty sure 10 minutes has passed by now, but yeah,
Like
okay.
a buff Peter Pan.
I don't need to. Right. Okay. So, what are these doors made out of then?
Same as I
Door.
previously told you. Thick oak, solid doors, reinforced with iron bands, iron hinges and handles. They're about...
Elmore, don't you have a spell that opens?
I mean, I have a spell that can open doors, but not locked doors.
Right, okay.
Because that's another spell. Well, it's the same spell, but it's the same spell, but it's at 4th level for you can
Right.
unlock doors with it, so can't do it yet.
Hey, let's not do that then. I don't want wasting. I try and shoulder barge the door.
Okay, make a strength check.
That is a 17.
So, you take a few steps back, charge towards the door. Heavy impact. leaves your shoulder a little bit sore, but the armor and the padding takes most of it. But as you impact, it does give a little bit. You hear a creak. They're not, you know, like one strong impact against the door. There's a bit of a give.
Okay, so that works. So if that's the case, I'm gonna cast enhance ability Bolt Strength on our dear paladin here,
Okay.
which gives an advantage on strength.
Advantage on strength. Okay.
Okay. All right. I go. Here's my next barge. So, right. And that is a 16.
Okay, so you do it again. Same as before. Loud, reverberating bang echoes through the hall. Bit more give. You can hear something creaking on the other side. But the doors, again, close shut.
Right. Here we go again. That is a 17.
Again, thud into it. They start to bend open a little bit more. You think you can hear something splintering on the other side. You're not quite sure.
Okay. Hope. Let's see how much.
What if all three of us do it together? I mean, my strength is 0, but if we do it all three of us together,
Give it. Your strength is 0. Bloody hell! How do you survive?
Can't
no,
do
I
that.
mean, I've got a no.
No modifier.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
Yeah.
Your strength is 10, so you have
Yeah.
plus 0 to.
Yeah, and the
It
Bolt
can't-
Strength lasts for an hour, so...
Can't hurt.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go for another hit. So.
Well, I'm gonna help out, because I have +2.
Okay. All right. So I say right 2 after on 3, 3, 2, 1, and we all barge it together.
Okay.
18.
14.
20.
Oof.
Not natural 20, but
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah. So you all time it well. Badge. Say Felmore taking the one on the right, Harrison taking the one on the left, and Carlton going through the middle. They bow in further than have previously, and you hear an audible crack from the other side. And as they start to close again, they don't close all the way back like they did previously. They're not fully open, but it's getting there.
Right. One more should do it.
Okay.
Here we go.
Alright.
3, 2, 1, go.
Well, 4.
Another,
8.
I got another dirty 20.
Okay. Right, we'll come back to you two.
Okay.
So you guys, as you've been walking down the corridor, looking through, you're hearing these loud bangs. And the last one into this door.
Well, there, Dad.
You're about to open this double door, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Oh no.
so
So-
I've got my burn arrow ready, remember?
Yep, so you're stood at one side of this door, and you're about to push it open.
Yeah.
So yeah, you brace yourself. These are large, heavy doors, a bit like the ones that these guys are working on. Push them open. Just as you two, 3, smash into these doors one last time. Felmore, Harrison, making little to no effort against these doors, but Carlton just charges through. This time you got your shield up as well to give you that bit of extra oomph. You bash right into the middle of this door, and you hear this loud, heavy, splintering crack as this beam that was barring the door just splits in half, and both of them fly open. And you see this large courtyard in front of you with all these, for want of a better word, ghoulish-looking creatures in the middle of this courtyard, all crouched, sniffing, looking around, and as soon as you break through, they focus on you, just as you two open the door at the other side with a loud, heavy
Oh, yay.
and some whip around to look at you. And this is where we're going to roll for initiative. You are.
Do I get an arrow shot off soon? I had it ready
So is that your action held?
before we.
Well, you didn't say what you were holding your action for.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Yeah, you will do. Yeah, that's fine. You get one shot off
Right.
if you want.
My initiative is 13.
22.
Initiative disadvantage as well.
16.
Is it a skill check?
I don't know, is it?
No, it's an initiative roll. It's not a skill check. Right.
Dead.
So this could be fun.
How many are there?
At this point in time, you can't really tell.
Is it enough for my murder turkeys to take on?
Just, can we set it up first?
Fine. Just remember that I was muted.
Right, so who got what for initiative? Because
22.
22.
16.
Then,
Oh.
yeah.
Type it in Discord if you haven't already.
No, it's fine. I've
Yeah,
got the
good.
encounter thing.
But yeah, does it look
So-
like there are enough
Woof.
for my murder turkeys to take on?
Dude, shush a minute.
Asking you a question.
And I'm doing this.
Still asking you a
Shut up,
question.
or you'll be dead.
Okay, then I'll die.
Right, fine.
Guess I'll die.
Right, Felmore, 22. Why aren't you on there? I need to...
Ah.
Yeah, I need to add you on there. Right. Add
Yes,
character. Oh, dude, shut up, will you?
I mean, we can arrange that.
Why won't it... Why won't it add you on there?
Someone
I don't know, because I couldn't find him on the D&D campaign one either.
Huh.
Right, let's
I guess
see.
I'm not important enough.
Yes.
Ah, there we go. Now you're back.
Oh.
Possibly in action. Right, so you were...
Yeah.
Save that. Let's go back to it. So yeah, I had it all set and ready, and you appeared.
I'm
which,
sorry.
Which is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I was like all prepared for it all tonight, and then
Oh,
you appeared and made
sorry.
it better, but worse. Evelyn, 12. Gioa, 10. Carlton,
13.
13. Not 123. 13, right. And for these guys, Jesus. It's true.
36,308,000.
Well, no, but
What's your initiative modifier on that?
Mine?
there we
Yeah,
go.
you said it was like
Boom,
an
right.
extremely high number, but I can't remember.
So, let me just...
Initiative modifier.
Now I'm ready, I can set it up properly.
+1.
So we probably get some
No, it's
combat
not
in,
great.
but because of what the time is, we probably won't get to finish it all today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get.
Here we go.
We have...
Oh, you've prepared the whole thing. Pretty.
Oh yeah.
He's getting professional now.
Easy now.
What?
I wouldn't go that far.
A
Rude.
D&D campaign that's professional?
Boom. So, here we go. So this is what you currently see. These
Okay.
doors have been opened by Gioa, who's here, and an Evelyn. Let's say just here. Let's zoom out a little bit more, shall we? There you go. These doors. Oops. Just been blown open.
Just breaking the dungeon.
Yeah, why not?
Suddenly, a giant hand appears and broke through the wall.
Crashed open by you
It's
guys.
mage hand.
The way you said that with that voice was proper thick there.
Yes,
I need to get a Felmore back in here now, don't I?
I would appreciate that at least. I don't know what.
We got one that we're using as Felmore. Got a tiefling. There we go, Felmore there. So what you see, freaking hundreds of them. You see these massed ranks, not ranks, just creatures all over the place. Ghoulish looking things, stinking horribly, rotted, emaciated,
Not sure if there's enough for my meditate.
look as if they were possibly drawn by whatever noise that you were making. So some right in front of you guys.
God, there's a lot. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Lovely. We've handled them worse.
It's entirely possible.
Oh gosh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Well.
No, we're still on 11. 12. There's 12 currently.
There you go.
14.
Get your area of effect spells out, guys.
I don't have one.
Well, guys, remember I've got that big one.
There's
Okay.
too many for my murder check.
So, Felmore, you're up first. You
Yeah.
You are here. Broken door
Alright.
in front of you with
Yeah, I'm not stepping in there.
many things in
Is
front of you.
Malkuth is with us as well.
Nope, Malkuth is not with you.
Marcus stood behind.
Alright, so. The one closest to me.
The one straight ahead in front
This
of me,
one?
closest
Yep.
to me. Yeah. I'm gonna cast magic missile on that.
Okay,
As
go
the
for it.
first level. So. Oh, this is going well. Okay, that's 15 damage.
15 damage. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you release these bolts of energy, there's a streak towards it from your fingertips, dodging around the door in and out and just land it in its chest. You see it recoils in pain, letting out this horrible shriek. It's not a crow, but close enough. God. Burnt, singed flesh. It looks rough.
Is it a dog now as well?
Oh, for fuck's sake. But it just growls and stares at you intently. Is that your go?
Yeah.
Okay. Razor sharp teeth, jagged claws. They look angry. As if they were roused by some horrible noise. So, they do not all move as one, because I think that would be slightly unfair. Ever so slightly. So, this one. Oh yeah, they get to go next, by the way. Just charges, clambers over the door, straight towards you. These guys rolled high for initiative. Come on, where's all my stuff? So, first one.
Does it attack me?
Yeah.
Alright. Reaction, Hellish, Rebuke.
Okay, what does that do?
That as a reaction, you point your finger at a creature that damaged you.
Cool. Nothing's damaged you yet.
It momentarily surrounded by hellish flames. The creature must make a dexterity saving throw. It takes 2d10 fire damage on a failed save and or half as much on a successful one.
Cool. Can I try and hit you? Can I try and hit you first?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, right. It's gonna try and bite down on you. So that is a 14.
Yeah, no, I don't take damage, so...
Okay.
After all that.
So you don't need to do your reaction then.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So that's his turn done. Right. These ones round here. Gonna move. This one's gonna charge in and head for old Carlton over there. And it's gonna try and slash at you with its claws. And that is a 17 to hit.
Nope.
Cool.
Jesus.
So tries to slash at you. There's a lot of them. Don't mean they're all extremely hard.
My AC is 19 currently.
Yeah. Have you? Is that including your +1 shield?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Right, there's ones around this corner. Gets into the back there. Can't get to you. There's one over here. Charging at Gioa. It's gonna try and slash at you with its claws.
Wait.
For 17. Okay, so that does 7 points of damage. That's a good roll. Target a creature other than an elf or undead. It must succeed on a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
Carlton. We're alright.
If it's, is it just disadvantage on skill checks?
Yes.
So no, it's not with disadvantage.
Still Constitution?
Yep,
That's a 10.
that's fine. You pass. Cool. Right. Over here, these guys. 10, 15, 20, 30. Charging over here, and this one. Just going to move into the middle. Cool.
I don't know which concentration spell to use.
Right, that's nice. Harrison, it's up. You're up.
Right. 5, 10,
You're over
15.
this side.
Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, sugar. Right, I can't get to the one that's on Gioa, so I'm going to move up to the one that's in front of Thelmar.
Okay.
I presume it's within 5 feet of him.
Well, it tried to attack him, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, fancy footwork with the rapier.
Yep.
Well, that's 19 to hit.
Okay, that's a hit.
Oh, that's not a lot. That's 8 damage.
It's dead.
God damn.
So it was already damaged, that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first one, you just run it through. Holes in its chest already from the magic missile. Dispatched with your rapier.
Just makes into a
You've got more movement, so you're good.
Yeah. That one that's next to Carlton.
Yep.
Can I have a sneak attack on it?
If you try and attack it, yeah.
Right.
You have
I'll
to...
use my...
So you move up.
Well, I've used my action to attack the other one.
Yeah, but
So-
you've got your bonus action, haven't you?
Bonus action.
Yep.
Right.
I know it's been a
So,
week, but you know.
Yeah. Oh shit, that missed it.
Yeah, unfortunately that does miss. So yeah, you
Yeah.
lunge in, dispatch the first one. As you're taking your rapier out of it, you charge. Well, you step forwards to try and slash at the one taking on Carlton, but it just ducks out of your way, and it misses, unfortunately.
Okay. That's
Okay.
my go then.
Your go. Cool. Right. Okay. More of these guys now. So, this one over here, gonna leap at Giowa and try and bite. Oh yes! And that's a 4. Does a 4 hit?
Yeah.
So as it tries to bite down at you, you just raise up your staff and just jam it in its mouth, and it bites down
No.
on the staff instead.
And it activates the bird call.
Delicious word.
This one is gonna move
It just gobbles like a turkey.
whee, and surf the door that you just knocked down. Move up to Carlton and try and claw at you.
How?
As a 16.
Nope.
Okay.
God, paladins are OP as hell.
This one's over here. It's gonna move.
Oh yeah,
around the
they
pillar.
get really OP late game.
Yeah. This one here is just gonna move a bit further into the open.
And they're literally the opposite of a sorcerer. Sorcerers are OP in the beginning.
Move over here.
And then
Right.
they
Well,
get
with-
weaker as the game goes on.
But with the stats that you rolled for Thelma.
Oh yeah, touche. Touche.
Okay, so Carlton, you're up.
Okay.
There's one in front of you and one to your left now.
Okay. And am I? How far am I away from Giara?
You are about 30 feet, probably. Well,
Okay.
but the chances of you getting there are
The
0.
chances of me getting there with movement are 0, but if I use Misty Step, I can, because I can teleport Misty Step.
Yeah, should be a
So,
space.
I am going to cast Misty Step, and I am going to move to behind the ghoul. There's how many are attacking Giara at the moment?
There's two in melee range with Gioa, and there's 2 more advancing that direction.
Right, I'm going to move next to Giara then, and
So you
I'm
just
going to
disappear
attack
in a cloud
the
of mist.
and I'm
And
going to
everyone
attack
stays
the
there.
one. Yeah, and I'm going to attack the one that damaged him.
Okay. So you appear next to this one here.
Yes, and
Okay.
I rolled a 24 to hit.
Does
I
a
can't see it.
24
I
hit?
can't see a 24.
I
Yeah.
didn't roll on D&D Beyond, I rolled my physical dice.
That's a hit.
Hey, you know I'm being honest. I was honest about all the natural ones I got, okay? You know I'm being honest.
And all the natural 20s? Oh, yeah.
That was on D&D Beyond, though. You saw that with your own eyes.
Oh, yeah.
You saw that with your own 4
Okay,
eyeballs.
okay. I know there are some quirks about me that you can take the piss, but one thing that
You
you should
hit.
know about me by now is I am not dishonorable and I am not a liar.
You hit. You hit.
Okay. Right. Okay. First, I am
Oh,
going
I'm doing
to
this all wrong.
roll for damage with the strike itself, and that is 13 points of damage. And I'm going to
13.
expend a spell slot using Divine Smite at first level, which deals an additional 2d8 plus an additional 1d8 because it's undead. So 3d8.
How do you know it's undead?
Is it undead?
Because it's a ghoul.
How do you know it's a ghoul?
said it's
You said ghoulish.
Yeah. I said ghoulish. I never said it was a ghoul. Fucking metagamer.
So I assumed it was a ghoul. Right. Anyway, so 13 plus 6 plus 7. So in total, that is 26 points of damage. Wait. And because it's undead, one more.
It don't matter, it's dead.
And a 1.
Anyway.
Yeah, 27.
Anyway.
27 points of damage.
Sliced.
Paladin smiting people.
Sliced, diced, dismembered,
I'm gonna have to see if I can up that.
dissected.
Okay.
It's dead.
Second attack on the other one that's in Gio's melee range.
You'll have to move.
I will do so.
So, what was Misty Step? A bonus action?
Yes.
Okay, right. So you move up. Yep. Get your second
And
attack.
I rolled a 27 to hit.
Well, if a 24 hits, then a 27 definitely hits.
Okay. Okay. I am going to also use Divine Smite at first level again. So that is a 8 plus 2, that's 10 plus 6, that is 16 plus
Jesus.
another 7, that is 23 points of damage.
Another one taken down by your blade. Just cast aside, cast asunder. 2 dead in 2 hits.
And I make sure that I am next to Gioa and Evelyn. Are they next to each other?
Nope.
No,
Evelyn's behind.
Because she's a coward.
I'm behind.
Evelyn's
Okay.
behind there.
Right.
Choose your words carefully, boy.
I say
Alright.
to both of them, stay next to me, and I end my turn.
Okay. Well,
Oh
you're
my God, it's gonna be
slightly in
close
front
to
and behind, slightly in front of Gioa, sort of
Yeah,
blocking it. Yeah.
That suits me nicely as the protector.
Cool. Right, Evelyn, you're up.
Right, so you know them pillars in them, are they going higher than what's seen, or is that actually like the
Yeah,
top of them?
they are going higher up. That's just
Okay.
the only pillars that I actually have. They are
Yeah, that's
pillars,
That's why I
funnily
thought I'd
enough.
ask. I didn't know if there were stumps or not.
They are stumpy pillars. 40-foot high
Okay.
ceiling in this area with these pillars which support
Okay.
it.
Cool.
So you can't run
Right.
and stand on top of them. Soz.
Yeah. Right, I'm gonna push through.
Anywhere in
past
particular?
How
Yeah, we'll
far
do
can I
this
get? 35.
35.
35.
Yeah. How
No,
far,
no,
how far in
35.
could I get? Because
You can get in
obviously
35, obviously, because that's your movement, you know.
it's,
It depends if you want to go top end, bottom end, middle.
right in the middle.
Right in the middle. So you
Close
want to walk through these two here. So you want to go between these two here, is that what you're saying?
Will they get an opportunity?
Obviously.
I'll stop there and
We-
fight them too then, I guess.
So what, next to Carlton?
Yeah.
Or in between them both?
In between. We'll go in
Okay.
between.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're a ranger that prefers your axe.
From where I was worried about shooting them two in the back of the head.
He's a ranger that wants to be a barbarian.
Yeah, Barbanger.
I might take a level in barbarian, to be honest.
just to get rage.
Because I think rage would fit the character quite well.
Yeah, you're probably
yeah,
right.
So that you could get
Definitely.
angry.
Right, what are you doing?
Do you wanna
Right,
get
I'm gonna hit the one on my right.
Okay.
Actually, the one on my left, because that's more likely to hit Gioa. So I hit the one
Yeah.
on the left
Okay,
with the hand axe.
go for it.
you care about?
You're done. It's just too much
counted
paperwork if you die.
too much. Yeah.
You'd have to fill out a report and then report it to Harbin.
Good good. You should be scared to upset me.
That's a 14.
Alright, so you do it the wrong way around, right? Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
fine.
do.
Yeah, you do manage to hit as you slash out with your hand axe. You catch it a glancing blow across its stinking ribs, doing 8 points of damage.
Okay, so that's reroll damage. And then I'll use my other axe
Yep.
on it. That is an 11.
Unfortunately, it dodges out of the way of this one, so catches the first one, recoils from you, and as it recoils, you swing out and just manage to miss.
Yep. And then I'm going to hit again.
You're gonna what?
I'm going to try again with my hand axe.
What, a third hit?
Bonus action.
Yeah. So I get 2 attacks,
Mm-hmm.
but one of those attacks becomes the dual wield. When you engage in 2-weapon fighting, you add. No, that's the wrong one. Yeah, you do a second attack.
Come on, then, hurry up.
I think. Oh. You make me question myself now, even though I've been doing this since like level 1. Yeah, you attack twice whenever you take the attack action. Oh, so you can do 2 more attacks.
But you need two weapons.
Yeah.
He's got 2 weapons.
Yeah.
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 If you've got 2 axes in
Yeah.
your hands, then
Yeah, that's dual.
then one attack counts as you're hitting once with 1. So in total, you get 4 attacks per turn.
Yeah.
No,
I-
no.
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 Dual wield.
You get
hit
2
with
attacks
one.
with your main hand weapon, and then you get 1 bonus attack with your offhand weapon.
So that means Evelyn.
Because you get
Great axe and then double hand axe.
you get 2 attacks per action, but you don't get 2 attacks per bonus action.
Right, I
Yeah.
get it. Okay.
So your
Yeah,
bonus
right,
action
so-
is to get a 3rd attack.
So I'll attack again.
Or you could have 2 attacks with great axe, but yeah, go for it.
I was thinking of when I grew my claws in the one shot as Dave,
Yeah.
and
That's
you
a
did
10,
that.
so
That was
that's
four
No,
attacks
you've
per turn.
fluffed that one. You fluffed that one, didn't you? No, completely air shot with the with your offhand, just
Yeah.
straight above its head as it ducks down beneath you, snarling and cringing away. Right, next up we've got Gioa.
Okay. I'm not sure whether to
Well, if you're not sure, we're not sure either.
summon my murder turkeys or throw rocks at these guys.
Throw rocks.
Yeah. Throw rocks.
I can either A, summon a beast, or throw a throw a rock.
No,
I think I'll kill Spooky.
I'm gonna throw some rocks. Yeah, I'm actually gonna throw. I'm just gonna throw a rock at them. With a few,
Why?
so with a few seeds as well. So I'm gonna throw a rock and seeds and then cast Moonbeam.
I'm not sure, but I think he's going to throw a rock. Where are you throwing said rock?
I see what's. I see.
Yes, I'm throwing a rock and seeds and then casting Moonbeam on
Yeah.
that one.
On that one. What's
Okay,
your
that
radius
makes
of Moonbeam?
perfect sense.
120 feet.
100.
20.
What's the radius of
Oh,
Moonbeam?
radius.
If that's the
I thought you
radius,
said
you're all
range.
fucking dead.
You already said range. Radius is 5
Orbital bombardment lands in the middle of the room, takes you all out.
Orbital laser.
Tactical nuke incoming!
Tactical nuke incoming.
Anyway,
So yes, I will cast it on that
and the radius
thing.
is 5 feet. So you're casting it there, so it gets Evelyn at the same time.
What? It's 5-foot cylinder.
Yeah, I know. This is a 5-foot cylinder. Look at this. Look, 5-foot cylinder and
Looks
everything.
quite- I mean, it looks smaller than 5 feet, but okay.
5 foot. It says on it, 5-foot radius.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I
radius.
know.
Okay.
I meant-
I thought it was like a 5-foot cube. Okay. Never mind.
And then you move
So,
it each
where
turn
do you
with
want
an
it?
action. Do you remember?
I mean, if you want it to land smack bang on that one, it would get Evelyn. But if you want it to land
That's fine.
there,
Just do it. Honestly.
it would get probably those
I've
3.
got,
Okay, I'll
I've
do
got
that
enough.
then.
I've got enough health. Just do it.
Now I'm gonna get 3 instead of getting 1 of you.
Here,
Okay.
get 3 of them. So, what does it do initially?
So, when a creature enters the spell area for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn in there, it is engulfed by ghostly flame, causing searing pain, and must make a Constitution saving throw, or take 2d10 radiant damage. On a failed save, or half as much on a successful one, except I'm doing it at third level, so it's 3d10.
Okay, so as soon as you cast it, if it lands on them, yeah?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay.
Enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. So yes, they have entered its spell for the first time. So...
And
Right.
then when they start their turn now as well.
So Constitution saving throw. The number... What are you rolling for?
Either way they take damage, so
Alright.
they're full of heart.
So first one is a 14.
Okay, that is my save DC, so that's a success.
Obviously. So how much?
Half of 15.
So 7. So 7 points of damage. First one. Second one.
Doesn't radiant damage deal bonus to undead? Or am I just making that up?
You're just making that up.
Only if the ability says, because
Oh,
Divine
okay.
Smite specifically says
Okay.
additional 1d8
Or
to
if the
undead.
creature's
And-
stats say that as well.
And he is using a ghoul, if I remember correctly, ghouls doesn't have any vulnerabilities.
Metagamer. Second one.
It's not
the failure.
meta game. It's just giving information for calculating damage.
Meta.
I'm sorry, I remember these things. Okay.
But does your character remember them?
Yes.
No, but my character didn't say that.
Right, and the third one passed as well. So 1 took full damage, 2 took half damage. As this beam of light just comes down out of the air.
It says it goes up.
Wait a sec, what?
I think it says it goes upwards instead of downwards. Correct me. But yeah, I literally threw rock at a ghoul and almost killed it.
But not.
I have strong arms.
Okay. So next up, these two guys. This one's gonna move around here and try and get into Harrison. It's gonna have a slash at you with its claws.
I can't believe it.
That's a 14 to hit.
Oh my god. I can't believe
To hit Harrison.
Oh, sorry, no.
it.
Okay.
14.
Shut up, dude.
Why?
Because you're an annoying pain in the ass.
No.
And this
Yes.
one's gonna move up to Evelyn and have a slash with its claws as well.
Oh, I dare.
Oh, okay.
13.
Quite easily, actually.
13 to hit Evelyn.
No.
Okay, right. That's there goes done. Back to Felmore.
Alright. Let's see. Little Spark, could you stop?
No, just go with what I say. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, you see, the thing about that is I'm not rude.
Well, just mute him then.
No.
Okay, so how many enemies are in front currently? 1,
In
2,
front of you,
3,
you've got
4.
1, 2, 3
Like
kind of around Harrison. There's 1. Well, in your. There's 2 that were in contact with Carlton, which now
Yeah.
have Harrison and you as a target. There's 3
Okay.
kind of around Harrison on this side, and then there's 2 more bearing down on you both.
Alright, I guess I'll take those 2, because I'm gonna do a little bit of a whole thing now.
I thought you were going to say a little bit about gaming.
Well, I am gonna use meta magic, but
Metagaming magic. Oh my god.
No. First of all, I'm casting a magic missile on the closest one at
Okay.
level, at third level. So that's 5 missiles.
So closest one would probably be this one here, because the other two are sort of hidden behind the wall over there.
Yeah.
So that one you'll be able to get easily.
Yeah, sure. It doesn't matter. Just any 2 is what I'm going after currently.
So are you doing 5 missiles into 1?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
So 1, 2.
I've missed Felmore's magic missiles, you know.
Yeah.
8,
So useful.
12, 16 points of damage. So yeah, as these missiles streak from each of your fingers and your thumb, they burn towards the target, just hitting it straight through, burning holes into its torso. It's still alive, but it looks in pain.
All right, and then I'm gonna go for another one, so I can so I can have some that's damaged for whoever goes next, by using meta magic, using a quicken spell, which allows me to turn one action into a bonus action.
Yeah. That might really.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cast another third level magic missile.
Okay. On this one, I'm guessing,
Give it a second. I need to see. Yes.
because you can see that one. Yep.
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right. Well, that's useful.
That's better. That's not.
That should be fine, right? Yeah.
Can't get to it because there we go. Keeps disappearing.
1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah. Okay.
9,
That's
13, 17 points of damage on this one.
Yes.
Yeah, it's still hanging in there. Looks rough though. Bleeding and burned and battered and scored from numerous magic missiles.
And
So-
yeah, I can't do any more, so that's the end
Okay.
of my turn.
Right. So, number next.
Yeah, I need to use this sorcery point.
We'll get this round done and then we'll have to maybe call it there for today, I think. So we'll get through these guys. So, right, what do we have? We have old green dude here. He's going to take a slash at Harrison with its claws. For a 12.
No, that misses.
Okay, this one's going to turn to face you, purple dude. And also going to have a slash at you with its claws. 18.
Yep, that's my armor.
Okay. Good lord.
So I'm going to use my reaction
Right.
and uncanny dodge, so I only take half damage.
Okay, so you take 8 points of damage from the claws. And you also need to make... sorry, 4 points of damage from the claws.
I was
Right.
so expecting.
And you also need to make a Constitution saving throw, if you please.
Right.
No, I do not.
Oops. Sick.
Oh dear. So, as it slashes across your chest, leaving...
You're a zombie now.
Shut up.
Not really.
Leaving not very deep slashes across you, but you can feel they burn, they tingle, and all of a sudden you just feel numb and you are now paralyzed.
What?
Now you can't do it.
Okay,
Oh no!
so what do we have next? Paralysis. What does that do? Where's my books? Where's my books gone?
It's in conditions.
I know it is, but my books are what I need for that. Because there is one more in this initiative phase that is close to you, but I don't think it just can't get to you, so it's going to have to move off and try and get around some other way while this one moves around towards the other party over there. Paralyzed. Creature is incapacitated and can't move or speak. Automatically fails strength and dex saving throws. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
Every hit gets a crit.
Any attack that hits the creature is a crit. If the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature, yeah. But that one, it couldn't get to you, and there's no more in this current initiative phase that can attack you. So, who's next? Next up, we have Harrison. So, let me just check what this says. Attack. So, you are currently paralyzed, so you cannot do anything.
Okay.
Incapacitated, can't move or speak. But at the end of your turn, you can make another Constitution saving throw.
So that's now one.
Yes.
Nope. That's a
Ooh, no, so you are still locked there, eyes darting around, currently cannot move, rapier in each hand.
I'm off for a pee then.
I can just imagine Harrison pissing himself.
Right, so it's the next turn of the next set. So this one that Felmore burned with the magic missiles is just going to bear down straight at you, charging at you, ferocity in its eyes, glaring. It's going to slash at you with its claws.
Alright.
That's a 19 to hit.
It got hit, but I'm gonna use my reaction Hellish Rebuke.
It still damages you first.
Yeah. I will just wanna point it out that I'm using it.
So, just first and foremost, 8 points of damage, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Or be paralyzed.
Alright, Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
Fuck.
So, now you are also paralyzed as this poison courses through your blood. But I imagine your reaction goes at the same time as this
Yeah.
As you get paralyzed.
paralyzed.
Paralyzed check. There we are. But yeah, it does. If I remember correctly, at least.
Well, I will allow it.
This is why I'm glad I'm an elf.
Are you full elf?
Yeah, reaction happens at the same time as the attack.
Cool. I mean, I said it was fine, so just do it. Just do it.
All right.
Just do it.
Just do it!
All right. Hellish Rebuke.
What does it do again? So just do damage.
You have to do a saving. Yeah, just do damage, but you have to do a saving throw to see whether or not you take half damage, and it's fire damage.
Okay. Any particular saving throw?
A dex saving throw.
Cool. 15.
Yeah, the dex save is 15, so.
Cool. So half damage.
Yeah. Oh, I accidentally clicked something. I don't know what I clicked.
Is it a cat?
I accidentally clicked magic missile. Pew pew!
Yeah. Wow. But it's 16 damage to half,
But-
so that's 8.
As it slashes you with its claws and you release whatever it is that you do to it, you manage to finish it off and it dies.
So it just goes, and then it's dead.
Yeah. So it paralyzes you and then it fades away to death and destruction. Okay, so we got some more about to have a go. Okay, so this one over here next to Evelyn.
So that is 11 damage if it succeeds.
If it succeeds what?
A
Constitution, right.
fails.
Come on. Why ain't it rolling? There we go. 10.
That fails.
Okay, so how much damage?
11 damage.
11 damage. So this one is going to move out of the radius of this burning flame that's not very nice.
Not very nice.
Not very nice
Not
at all.
very nice.
And it's going to turn around now, flanking with one of its friends, and have a strike at Evelyn with its claws.
That's just rude.
Yeah, I know. And that's a 22.
Does a 22 hit?
Just.
Okay.
Just.
So that is eight,
About 7.
8 points of damage.
I use interception.
Bitchin' paladins.
And take 4 off that, so 4 damage.
4 points of damage to Evil Lynn. And did you say you are full elf or are you half elf?
I'm full of them.
Full elf. Right, cool, you're alright then.
Yeah. Anna. Smiles in
Elves, am I
Elven.
right, lads?
Smile. Okay, the one on the other side, also flanking you, will try and slash at you with its claws.
Yep.
That's 11 to hit.
Nope.
That was a crap roll. And the one right in front of you, it's got to try and chow down on you. That's a 3.
Nope.
Okay, so
Just,
it
I'm
tries
probably
to...
the best one to have these guys hit because I can't be paralyzed. So.
Can't be paralyzed.
As it tries
I'm
to
better
bite
just
you,
taking the hits.
you just knock it back with your bow.
Yeah, but you can be killed.
Oh,
I
well.
mean, I've lost track who's who on here, to be perfectly honest with you, but yeah. Right, this one
yes.
over here. Constitution saving throw. What was the total damage that you rolled?
11.
11. That's a 2. So that one takes 11 points of damage.
11.
And this one is going to
Ooh,
charge
fromage?
round here
I could go for fromage.
and have a slash on Felmar. It's gonna.
Yeah, I can't do a reaction when I'm paralyzed.
No, and it gets advantage as well.
And if it hits, it's a crit.
Yeah, funny.
The session he comes back, he dies.
Does a 20? You couldn't do a reaction anyway because you used it. Does a 22 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Double crits.
Crit damage. So that is
700.
1 million.
11 points of damage.
I survive, but
Yeah.
That's not so
Ow.
bad.
Right, and this guy right here. Oh, damn it. That's not what I meant to do. Constitution saving throw. That's a 20.
Succeeds.
Okay, that was a nat 20 as well, that one.
Would have succeeded anyway.
And what was half damage?
So it was 11.
5 then. Okay, so this one is barely walking. It's gonna slide around this pillar and try and slash at Carlton with its claws.
I hope it enjoys death. Sid will be seeing it soon.
That is a 20 to hit.
Yeah.
Does
That
anyone
Okay.
hit?
So that is 8 points of damage. Why is it always 8? 8 points of damage. And you need to make...
Okay.
Are you full elf or are you half elf?
I'm half.
You need to make a constitution saving throw.
Okie dokie.
This should be easy for you.
That is a 14.
I told you. I was hoping that would work, but it didn't. So you're fine. You shrug off the effects as you feel this pain through the wound on your arm as it just slashes at you. You feel it burning, but you fight off the effects of the paralysis and you carry on.
I can just imagine Carlton feeling the paralysis and then just going.
And funnily enough, it's Carlton's go.
Right.
I'm
So
losing track of
reali-
who's who.
You shall be
Realising-
dead.
Realizing what's happened to Harrison and Felmore, I cast Misty Step.
You have no idea.
And-
You're over here. You can't see them. There's too much going on around you.
Either way, they've collapsed.
They haven't collapsed. They're stood exactly where they are, but there's fighting all
like
around them. There's
frozen.
fighting all around you. You don't know what's happened to them.
Either way, they're unnaturally still.
You
Dude,
can't really see them though.
shut up.
Yeah.
You got the pillar plus enemies.
Yeah, you've got a bright, shining pillar of light in the way between.
Yeah,
literally
there is
between you and-
actually a bright shining pillar of light that would blind you, kind of.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's
Oh,
a
God.
dim light. Better hope you can succeed a Constitution saving throw if you want to run through it.
Well, no, I'm not going to run through it. I'm going to teleport over the misty step.
Good.
But yeah,
We're
I
fine,
kind of
just protect Giowa.
Oh,
for
thanks.
yourself.
You can't say that, you're paralysed.
I'm not sure you are fine though.
Anyway,
I'm
I
really-
have this giant light beam to protect me. I'm fine.
Right, I'm doing it.
Good.
I'm checking on the other two by casting Misty Step. and
It's fine. You're
teleport
leaving
over there.
5 more ghouls over this side with those two, so I'm happy.
And how many are there currently with Harrison Guerra? Oh, sorry, Harrison and Felmore.
5.
Right. So I get between Harrison
What's the range?
and Felmore. 30 feet. So I get between Felmore and Harrison, so that I'm next to both of them.
Okay.
And then I attack the one that is currently in front of Harrison.
Right. Well, yeah. The miniature would fall off, but yeah. You got room.
Okay, and that is a 14 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay. Right, Divine Smite, so that I'm going to use Divine Smite
That's this
again.
one.
So that's 7.
Fine, whatever.
3, that's 10. Plus 4, that's 14. Plus another D8. Dead.
Plus
and
another
20.
D8, what?
22 points of damage.
Yeah, it's fine. It only had 6 health, but whatever. That one's dead.
Okay, and for my second attack, I am going to attack the one that is currently in front of Felmore.
Okay.
The power of the sun down on these fools.
Whoops, wrong dice. Hang on. Natural 20!
Oh.
Let's go.
Okay, so that is 10. I'm gonna go for Divine Smite again.
Summon piano.
What?
Yeah, summon piano. Plus, so 10 plus 6, 16, 22, 26 points of damage.
It's fine. It only had 3 health, but whatever.
Summon piano.
It
Slash.
pulverizes.
Yep. Those two were already hit by magic missile previously. So
Summon piano.
yeah.
Explodes.
All right. Cool. I say to these two, I've got you back, and I end my turn.
And then you misty step all the way to the other. Can you what?
Can I respond to that with telepathy?
No.
No, you're paralyzed.
Evelyn, you're up.
What were you
Right.
gonna say?
You'll never know.
Thanks.
So,
You'll never know.
just to clarify this extra attack thing, right? I can use it on any of my attacks then. It doesn't have to be dual wielding. Or does it have to
No,
be dual
but you
wielding?
won't get your dual wield if you don't
Yeah,
dual
you
wield.
get bonus action.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could use it on your great axe, or your bow, or your hand axes. Or you could
Okay.
do
So
one great
I
axe and
thought
then two
dual
hand
wielder
axes.
had to be simple or
Yeah, but we're not
finished
talking
weapons.
about dual wield.
talking about the double
Extra.
action.
Yeah, yeah. Right. So I'm gonna attack the one
Closest.
I hit before with my hand axe.
Okay.
Hopefully. If it rolls. Hang on, it's not rolling. Oh, let me refresh the page. It's a bit weird. Alright, there we go.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
17.
That's the hit, yes.
Cool. And that is 2, but it's already, that's 4. Is it still
Okay.
alive?
I don't fucking know which one it was.
There's the one on my left.
The one on your left.
Yeah, if I'm facing like
4 points of damage.
would-
Yes, it is still alive. Oh, but you've got
Okay.
it's already been wounded, so
yeah, so I'll do the extra D8,
yep.
which is another 2.
Still there, barely hanging on.
Okay, I'm gonna hit it again.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. And then I will use my other one. I'll go the great axe, I guess. Yeah. Why not?
No, you can't.
No,
I can't.
Because you've
those-
used
no,
your
those two
dude.
dual
Sure.
wielding.
Hang on, gone.
You've used your 2 attacks.
Yeah. So then the bonus one would have to be hand axe as well.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Right. There you go. 24.
Does it
No,
24
it doesn't. Yes, it does.
4. And that is an entire 4.
Oh. It's still hanging on by a thread.
Ah, yeah.
HP, and that is so annoying.
Gio, you're up.
So have those ones entered my beam before?
Nothing is currently in your beam right now.
You know what I mean? Like, have those ghouls swarming Evelyn already entered my beam?
One has.
And is that the one that Evelyn's attacking?
No,
Okay.
that's around the other side.
How high is Evelyn's constitution? So I want to know whether it's worth it to just fully...
How far can you move
Do
it?
it.
60 feet.
Just do it.
60 feet. Well,
Just
you
do
can
it.
get these 3 here.
I'll just engulf everything.
Well, you can.
Yeah,
you can
do it.
only get a maximum of 3 of them anyway. So if you get these 3, then you won't have to get Evelyn.
Looks like we're fighting loads
Or-
of golems.
If you move it like that, you can touch that one with it.
Okay. Oh yeah.
See what I mean?
Yas.
So you can move 5, 10, 15, 20, and then finish it around about here.
So that is 14 damage. If it is...
Okay, so this one. Constitution saving throw. That's a 10.
Okay, that fails. So that is 14 damage.
10's a fail, is it?
Yas, because it's a DC of 14.
Oh, okay. 14. Yeah, I'm thinking of my own. Right, this one here on the front. Well, this one will be dead now because it's got 1 hit point left, so that one's
he'll
out.
just dead.
Yep.
It just melts.
So that one is gone. That one. Oh, well, that one. I think that one's. Yeah, that one's there. Okay, that one is 11. So that one now. Was it 14? Did you say?
Yas.
Is hanging on by a thread.
Okay, it will die when it starts its turn.
Okay.
Or before.
And this one in this corner over here. 10, so that's another 14 points of damage. There we go.
Roll off.
One, two, three. Yep, that's it. Cool. Right. Who's next? Big bads. Or should I say the little bads? Because they're not that big, they're not that bad. Okay.
Little bit.
Little lads, yeah. So.
Is it back? Hang on, is it back to the top of the round yet?
No.
This is the last one. So after this we'll stop.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I should be one more dead. I'll tell you what, it's fine. We'll figure it out that way. So this one's got to try and attack Harrison, and then it'll be the top of the round. Gonna try and bite Harrison this time. Does a 7 hit?
Oh, God, let me
with
see.
with advantage, yeah. I rolled a 1 and a 5 apparently. So yeah, so it tries to bite down on you, but nothing happens because it manages to completely fluff it and just chews on your rapier, breaking a few teeth in the process. So, good lord, look at the time. Yeah, I think we will end it for there tonight because it's 12:15.
Wait, quick question for the DM.
Thankfully, I'm not at work tomorrow.
If I keep failing my constitution saves,
Yep,
the paralysed,
yep.
and all the monsters get killed, does that mean I'm stuck there for the duration?
Yeah, we'll just have to carry you on.
No, there's a time limit on this one.
Stuck there forever.
We'll just have to carry you around.
There is a time limit on this paralysis, so
You just
even
got
if you keep
paralyzed.
failing,
Perma-paralysed.
then it just the time limit would run out and you'd be back to yourself.
Perma-paralysed.
As far as you're aware,
a minute or something.
Dies.
freaking metagame.
Shut up! I just know this. It's not my fault. I remember this shit.
Right, that's why I'm homebrewing all the monsters in the homebrew.
Good.
Right.
Candy cane dragons for the win.
What candy cane dragons? Yeah, you need to beef that one up next time.
Yeah, we beat it like that.
The plan is
I'm gonna end the stream here because my eyes are tired and among other things. So if anybody's still there, thank you all for watching this much because you're awesome. If you haven't watched it or you're watching on YouTube, cool. Good night, God bless. We'll see you next time. Laters.
Night.
Bye.
And welcome back, Felmore.
Yeah.
Glad to be back.